A special gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. You're going to love that. Trust me. This is a $600 value, free to callers now. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, get rid of your ED and get that spark back. Call Pineview Medical now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
This is Tracy again with Acropolis Technology Group, and yeah, I'm going to talk again about another facet of security and how it could affect you. Most of you know what two-factor authentication is because most banks and financial institutions have been using it for years. Heck, my son can't even access his Xbox account without receiving a code sent to his phone. If Microsoft wants my teenager to use two-factor authentication to protect his V-Bucks account, doesn't it make sense for your employees to use it when they access your organization's software and data? At a minimum, you should be using 2FA to access your Microsoft 365 account, and if you're not, do that today. At Acropolis, our 2FA not only protects your Microsoft accounts, but also your corporate assets regardless of where your employees work and where you keep your data. I know IT isn't how most of you want to spend your day, but from one business owner to another, you need to feel comfortable that these protections are in place. If you aren't satisfied with what you find, we can help, and it's more reasonable than what you think. Visit us on the web at acropolistech.com. That's acropolistech.com. Protect, optimize, grow. We are Acropolis Technology Group.
Come to the enchanted attic. Come to the enchanted attic. Come to the enchanted attic.
Diane, what are you doing?
I'm chanting. Come to the enchanted attic.
But why do you keep saying come to the enchanted attic?
Duh, because it works like magic. Tony, every time I say come to the enchanted attic, people show up at our store.
Well, you can keep chanting if you want to, but I know why people shop at our store.
And I know what you're going to say. It's those healing gemstone mugs you picked out.
Yes.
And our large crystal and stone collection that you picked out.
Yes.
But what about our unique silver and gemstone jewelry?
That you picked out?
Yeah.
Well, it is pretty amazing.
So come to the Enchanted Attic, 304 South Main Street in historic St. Charles, 636-949-9502. Free gift with every purchase. We love this store.
Social Security is with you through life's journey from birth to retirement. As your life changes year to year, so do your needs. For over 80 years, Social Security has helped to meet your needs and is committed to improving access to the services that make a difference in your life. Today, you can verify your earnings, estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, manage your benefits, and even change your address, all from the comfort of your home. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
The talk show that's getting you talking. You're with Brian Kilmeade.
Starting about 5 years ago, I announced on my radio show, and this is important, this came from North Carolina, that teachers were told in elementary school, do not refer to your students ever as boys and girls, only as students. Boys and girls implies that all of your students are either a boy or a girl. There may be those who identify with neither. It's not even a transgender issue. It's a non-binary issue, to use their term. Now, 20 years ago,
Can you hear me?
Hello, every student and parent would think this teacher is psychotic. You can indoctrinate anything if you repeat it enough.
All 20.
And that's what the Miseducation of America is all about. That was part of it, part 5. Of course, that's Dennis Prager. He recognized the voice. He's part of the smartest man in America. Certainly one of the most well-read. But Pete Hegseth's got this series, and he had a summit yesterday live, and it's now posted on Fox Nation.
This is the
He's got a series out called Miseducation in America, and he joins us now as he gets set to host Fox and Friends weekend after hosting Primetime.
I said that. It went
well, that's
away.
because I still had the. Oh, there's Erica. I know Erica. I had the. Is that still on there? Oh, you muted the station.
The station's muted now.
We can just take them off. Okay, now we're talking. So we have to remember to talk to the camera, not to our faces.
That's right. Hi.
Comments. You people monitor boxes. So
yes.
We've got 3 things that we're going to open today. And if you're watching this and you know somebody who runs a business and would be interested in participating in this, this is just kind of our way to give high fives to people around the area.
I didn't know that was intended.
I'm glad you slapped me in the face.
Okay.
That was
whoa, hands going over here.
But we want to support businesses around here. I mean, obviously, we make our living on people who pay to advertise on 97.1. That's why it's free to listen to us, and it's also free to turn us off. Don't do that. But we make our living with advertising. It's expensive, but it works and it helps businesses. But it's outside of other people's budgets. And we know there's a lot of hardworking people who listen to the station and who have people in their, customer base who listen to this station. And so we just want to do something nice for you. And so the first one that we have here is this beautiful pink box from Annie's Frozen Custard. And we're going with this one first because as far as I know, this is the only box that we have that could melt.
Is this pink because of Valentine's Day?
No,
is this
it's just pink,
it's just pink.
Which does, in my opinion, make it fancier.
I agree. That's why I thought maybe it was a special.
When
this is the everyday.
No, this is standard Annie's Frozen Custard treatment, and I know because I've had a few of these boxes before.
Well, that's funny that you say that because all the unboxings, among just the people probably like in the room and right outside with producers and stuff, all of us probably end up going to all these businesses after we unbox all of it to go partake.
For sure. And hopefully you do too. So you want to unbox this one?
Yes.
I know what this is. I don't know what kind this is.
I don't know what it is at all. I'm assuming it's some sort of
It's
pie or it is. It's in a pie tin.
That doesn't look bad at all. This is an ice cream. This is an Oreo.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, I was gonna say cookies and cream.
Pie. Yeah, cookies and cream. So it's icing. There's an Oreo crust on it. This is just, standard icing that you would get on an ice cream cake. And then the inside is basically, from what I recall, so I worked at Annie's Frozen Custard, and the owner, Kay, who is one of the nicest ladies ever. There's Hannah. Come on. Yeah, Hannah sees Oreo pie, and she's like, I would like to have some.
Wait, were you invited to come in?
Yes, she did.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever had Annie's Frozen?
Yes,
you
I
have?
love it. Yes.
Have you ever had Annie's Frozen? You've had Annie's.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Brad, I have it at the Lake of the Ozarks.
That's Andy's. This is Annie's.
Annie's.
Oh, Annie's.
So this is Annie's Frozen Custard. And,
yes.
And Andy's is good too, but I have said on the air many times that if you want custard, and I know it's kind of sacrilege for me to be standing in St. Louis and say Annie's Frozen Custard is the best, but I'm partial because I work there and it is delicious. So this is what we're talking about right here, Annie's Frozen Custard. They are located in Edwardsville and they are located in Glen Carbon. So as I was saying, this is an Oreo crust.
Wow.
It's Oreo and butter. I've made these crusts before. Yummy. And the inside is like an Oreo, what you would have is an Oreo concrete.
So this is ice cream?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's also I think, might have some of that cold fudge in the middle.
That looks great.
There's only one way to
I kind of
want
to stick my finger in it.
I don't think your finger would go into it right now.
Oh, really?
It's
okay,
pretty
it's
frozen.
Really frozen.
So we're going to try some of this, and chances are throughout the show, I don't know if this whole pie will get eaten, but maybe.
Yeah. You guys go first. I'm just saying, because whatever's left.
We're going to, I'll take our piece, and then we're going to give him this in a fork.
Yeah.
So that's this, which
it's so pretty.
It is. They're fun to make. I loved making this and like ice cream cakes.
This came up during the filibuster segment. Do you remember that?
Well,
not specific to this dish.
What didn't come up during the filibuster?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Boxer briefs.
But people were talking about frozen custard, and I stumped on the fact that I wasn't going to go to Ted Drew's. So good timing. I don't know if they intended that, but. John
on Facebook says you can throw that in my face all day. This would hurt.
It was just
Feel how heavy this is.
Yeah, that's not like a. They fill most of those with whipped cream and then just smack you in the face.
Pretty.
That's pretty dense.
So I will tell you too, from my recollection, there is a Mississippi mud version of this, which is, I think, I'm going back in the days, and Kay, if you're watching and I say these wrong, I'm so sorry. But Mississippi mud is chocolate ice cream with Reese's peanut butter cups mixed in, and then the top has like Reese's on it with an Oreo crust. That doesn't sound bad. A turtle one. I think they have a German chocolate one.
Of all the ones you've mentioned, I actually think this one sounds the best. So
I know.
you got this one.
There is nothing more classic than an Oreo ice cream blend. And it's like something that you don't order because it's so basic. But when you get it, you're like, why do I not eat this every time?
I would have ordered that.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about vanilla ice cream in general.
Same.
Okay, good. We've had this discussion, haven't we? Yeah, we have. Okay.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? If I had to eat one flavor of ice cream, it's vanilla.
Right.
It's not chocolate.
It's not a non-flavor. Because that's the way people always say, like, oh, it's just vanilla. It's like, no, vanilla is a flavor.
It's like a stray fry in the bag.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It's like the best gift. You ever finish the fries in the container that you're eating them, and you know that there are fries in the bag, but then there aren't? And you've just eaten a whole container of fries, but that one missing fry in the bottom of the bag just really disappoints you?
Go to Five Guys.
Do I need therapy? Is that what I'm getting? Like, is this disturbing my existence here? Okay, so that's not all she sent.
Oh.
You can also get, and I highly recommend doing this. I think it's kind of cost effective too.
Oh, this is cool.
Quartz that they package themselves. Mint chip. Are you a mint chip fan?
Yes.
You are?
This is what I brought to our Christmas party.
Oh, really?
Remember?
It's not this
It was
one.
at your house. I don't know if it was
no,
this
I was just
flavor.
saying, oh, you brought, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mint chip, so you can get that. They have, I think their standard is chocolate, vanilla, and then maybe butter pecan all the time, and then they have a flavor of the week. Salty caramel. I think that's what you brought.
Oh, yeah, that's what I brought. Yep. I never
This
tried
is
it
January 8th. This is not the one you brought, so
Okay.
I'm not re-gifting.
Okay.
And then we've got two more here. This one is brownie batter.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, listen to the brownie batter fans in the house. And vanilla.
Yay!
Yay! Vanilla. So we are going to share this amongst our show, but we're also going to kind of pass it around the station here. If you are looking to go to Annie's, I can't recommend it enough. It is in Edwards. There's an Edwardsville one that's open seasonally. It's like usually from March to maybe end of October, Halloween. But there's one in Glen Carbon, Illinois, that's right by the Sam's and Cassins, who has sponsored our show. And there's drive-through, so you can stay in your cozy, warm, heat-seater car and get ice cream. And they're online at anniesfrozencustard.com. So go check them out. I highly recommend them. I would recommend them if they didn't give us anything for free.
I picked that quart at a grocery store in Edwardsville too.
Oh yeah.
So I guess you can get them at grocery
they do
stores.
put them some in some places. You have established that you have a pocket knife?
I do.
I've got one.
Oh, look at the men. This is
No, go ahead. His is probably better. No, his is clearly better than mine. Watch. Look at Brad's and then look at mine. Okay. We know who's the real man.
Ryan's got a multi-tool.
Whoa, let's not be comparing pocket knives on the unboxing in our manhood. Everybody calm down.
Ryan's got a multi-tool.
Yeah, wait, does Brad's have scissors?
Does Brad have a full manicure set on his? Because look at my nails.
No, oh wait, I don't know.
You do have good nails.
Do I? I have huge
I actually
nails.
noticed your nails the other day.
Really?
Really.
Look how giant they
Are
are.
you supposed to notice?
They're just huge on a finger, you know? Like proportional to the finger. It's a huge
Now that
nail.
we're talking about it.
It's gross.
I don't know that this is where this conversation needs to go, but I don't think I'm not a feet person. Like men's feet. Go get pedicures, dudes. It's a manly and responsible
is a feet person though. I mean,
people are feet.
I know there are people who are
Look,
like
Hannah's
that.
not saying anything, so I think
Yeah.
she's just going.
Yeah, Brad, take your shoes off and we'll see.
No,
if you're a feet
no.
person.
I don't think my feet could compare to Mr. Wonderful's feet.
Who's Mr. Wonderful? Is that your boyfriend?
Taco Bell man.
Oh,
Taco Bell man. All right, so this box we know is from Water Sweets Soap Company. Where's my phone? Water Sweets. They listen to the show and they listen to the station, and this is very cool because what are they saying?
Someone said,
yeah,
opening food and talking about fingernails isn't a good combo.
Yeah, aren't you lucky you
I
don't
agree.
get to eat it? The food that is.
It is though when you don't have a spoon, because I'm just digging into that.
Okay,
fork.
Alex from Water Sweets messaged me earlier this morning and said, thanks so much for going live featuring our products. If you do, however, get this in time, feel free to mention to your audience to use code Annie for 10% off any online orders, which is super cool. So if you like, I don't know what's in this box. I do know that it smells good.
Now wait a second. If he's offering a discount,
There's
that
no
means
Ryan
that
discount.
Hannah will have to go back out and put that on the lower third, right?
No, Ryan.
Brad can do it.
Brad's
Okay.
there.
Trying to get me out of here?
I mean, kind of.
There's
less screen space for me. When
very
you're here.
intimidated by you. So if you use the promo code Annie, ANNIE, you can get 10% off any online orders. And if you go into the store, which is located in Edwardsville, Illinois, right across one of the entrances to SIUE off of 157, it's by Kloss Furniture and the new Oaxaca Margarita Bar that I cannot wait to try out. It says if they mention you in store, I will also give them a discount. Enjoy the products. So that's directly from the Water Sweets people. And so we are opening this box right now and seeing what they have. Look at this gift box. This is pretty.
That's so pretty.
Thank you.
Packaging means something.
Yeah, it does. It's nice to open a box, and this is the way it came to us here in this pretty box. Such great gifts. I've bought stuff from Water Sweets myself before. They used to be located on Main Street in Edwardsville. Not anymore. They have this nice, bigger store available too. Let's see here. Alex here with Water Sweets Soap Company. I'm a longtime fan of your show, and I love what you do as well as what you support. Let's see. I'm going to make sure before I read this out loud that it's okay to read this out. I'm sending the enclosed box with several products that we would love for you to try out for yourself. Family owned, and we manufacture a full line of bath and body products that contain no added preservatives or sulfates. We handcraft and hand package all of our products in our micro factory located in Highland, Illinois. Our retail store is located in Edwardsville, Illinois. The address is 6108 Sugar Drive, and their website plus their online store is watersweetssoap.com. So we are going to open up this box, which, as I said,
You want to come back?
Ooh, I'm right here.
Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Okay.
You want to come here? I don't know if you guys want me to.
You
You
guys
guys want me to be here. So again, just so you can see their logo here.
You can come stand by me if you want to, Ryan.
Okay.
It's a song.
Hair pocket knife over there.
To see what's in the box. It just blows glitter on me. I know I'm asking for it. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. When you steal a package.
No. People do unboxings and then they put glitter in it. So when you open it up, it's a.
Oh no!
Shouldn't really
I was
talk
talking about
that.
those glitter bombs that people do for stolen packages.
Smell this.
That smells really good. Across the whole box.
So, okay, let's go over this.
Wow.
I think that this is my favorite thing that they have that I've bought and then carry in my purse. It is a lotion bar. Have you ever tried one of these?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to involve you in this conversation.
I'm here.
Why are you creeping in the corner?
Yeah.
It's kind of packed in here.
Come stand close
There.
to me. Have you ever used one of these? It's a lotion bar.
No.
I have not.
You want to try it?
Is it like a balm?
You rub it on your hands like it's soap, but it's lotion.
Does it come out of that thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There.
So you just kind of like rub it back and forth, and then
So it's
it smells so good.
it's like soap, but it's lotion.
Do you see your face?
No.
That's the problem. It's over.
There. Now I'm the focus though.
That's
It's like that commercial.
not actually true. It's just how you feel. All right, here you try.
Okay.
Your hands are dry. I can hear them.
Yeah, they are. Now they're not.
Ooh.
Doesn't that feel
I'm
good?
so glad.
Like
it
you would
doesn't-
think that it would be, I don't know.
It's not
Greasy?
It's not
Greasy.
It's
Yes,
not
thank you.
oily.
But it's not oily. It's not greasy. It leaves your
No.
hands super smooth.
Let me
Brad
try
wants
it.
to try.
Yep.
My hands are ashy.
Oh boy. So this is a vanilla lotion bar,
It
Water
smells
Sweets
so good.
Soap Company in Edwardsville. And this is this is more of a purse size one. I had one that was like this big. It looked like a mint tin kind of a thing.
I'm so glad these don't have sulfates because if they did, I was gonna lose it. I heard
I
you
like
talking
that.
about Water Sweet Soap Company not having sulfates.
Vanilla lotion.
This
Thank
is
you.
a bath bomb. Place unwrapped bath bombs. What's your opinion on bath bombs?
I actually wouldn't mind trying one, but I've never used one.
I bet you would be. Yeah.
Look
You,
at the packaging on that.
well, if we send one of these with you, will you take a bath?
Please take a bath.
An undocumented bath.
That's the goal, right? Just to get Ryan to
He's
bathe.
gonna come in so refreshed in a robe.
My gosh, I didn't know
Towel
people
wrapped on
did all
his
this
head.
bathing stuff for so. Now I know why people do this.
Bath, not shower.
Okay.
Do you have a bathtub in your house?
Yes.
Maybe.
Let me ask you this: with a bath bomb,
With what?
When you drop a bath bomb into the water, does it is it a bomb? Does it really go like boom? I mean, not does it blow up your bathroom?
There's only one way to find out.
But I mean, does it like slowly release, or is it like
does not
whoosh?
Blow up your bathroom?
Okay, well, there's only one way to know,
yeah,
and that's for me to take a bath.
Bath bomb, not just family. We could do a
live, and the whole point of it would be people waiting to see if the camera slipped, because it would be from here up.
Not just fun and fizz, our bath bombs are packed full of detoxifying Dead Sea salt and moisturizing avocado oil. No color stabilizer, chemicals, or preservatives added.
We do not need a live stream of Ryan taking a bath. I agree with that.
No, this is different.
Will you?
I don't know. It's so weird being so close to you. Yes. Will I take this?
Will you take a bath with it?
Yes, I will.
Will you report back? Like an actual report back on the air? Monday.
Just so I have to take a bath this weekend. let me put that in a different way. So I would take a bath this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm not live calling the show from my bathroom.
I want an honest review.
Yes.
Of that.
I will absolutely do that.
Okay. Because Valentine's Day is coming up. These could be good gifts for the ladies, maybe the men.
You know what I'll do is I'll do this weekend, and I'll just leave the water until Valentine's Day for my wife.
That's on brand.
Look what I did for you, honey.
I tested it first.
Sugar scrub. Exfoliate and moisturize in one seamless step. Let natural sugar rid your body of dead skin. Apply desired amount to dampen skin, then rinse to avoid product degradation. Limit water contact with contents in container. No preservatives added. I don't know if this is. Oh, that smells lovely.
Ooh.
It's like a tangerine.
Yep.
It's that energy, like if you ever get pedicures and they're
it does say energy on it.
Yeah. It's all organic. Again, watersweetssoap.com.
This thing's cool.
This is shower aromatherapy. So it looks like a bath bomb, but you put it at the bottom of your shower and then it steams up and clears your sinuses and all that stuff.
That's cool.
Would you like it?
Yes.
Would you like to have it?
Yay!
Fantastic. All right, here is a men's body bar. So that obviously goes to Brad.
Yep.
Signature soap. It's labeled Fierce.
Yeah.
Which should we have a competition through the show who can prove their manhood the most to get the man soap? I mean,
we should. He's holding the bath bomb. That's got a tiara on it. So I think we know who's gonna win this competition. Although if we do a competition that's not necessarily who's the bigger man, but who is more fierce, I think we could. You're gonna win that too.
Get in the shot.
There.
I'll go over here if it bothers you. Do I smell?
There we go.
It should smell good.
No, I can't. Whenever I smell these things, I've had 2 sinus surgeries, so I'm like, I think that smells really good, but
could be rancid.
I don't like. I smell cigarette smoke really well.
Smell this.
Other things, I'm like,
that's
I can't smell that. I can smell this.
Well, Hannah, before we give this to Brad, Hannah and I will be the judge as to whether or not this smells like man. It smells like man. Like.
It smells like Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful! Taco Bell man.
Do I
smell that,
like
Brad?
Man? I can't talk about it. I'm close enough.
You're not about to, but
guess
it's
that's
going
what
to
man
be glorious.
smells like.
Yes.
Yeah, if you ask a man, like, what does a man smell like? That's not the smell I want
We
to
say
smell.
the first thing we say.
The answers are not flowers.
This.
Yeah, we say fierce.
Fierce, and that's fierce.
Yeah.
And then this is the signature body bar, and this smells kind of like that energy. It's awesome. I love.
What does a man smell like? Fierce.
You're almost there. So close.
That's it.
I don't know what you're doing. Nobody can see what you're doing, but I can't even see it.
This is fantastic.
Just doing this.
All right. Did you like this?
I did.
You want to keep it?
Yes.
You can keep it. Okay. Yay. Water Sweets Soap Company, watersweetsoap.com. Use the promo Annie if you order online. watersweetsoap.com. Use the promo Annie, save 10% online. If you go into the store in Edwardsville, say that you heard about it on the Annie unboxing, and they will give you a discount there too, which is super cool. And I'm going to place an order online so that my husband smells like man too, because I like that smell.
What does your husband smell like right now?
Talk about it. He just said to me yesterday, he goes, I think I need to, because his birthday is Monday.
Oh.
And we were talking about things he wants. He's like, I think I might like some new cologne. Because all of his cologne is literally, I don't know if you guys have the same situation, but it's from when we were dating. Like the last time he cared about
what I was gonna say.
The last time he cared about what he smelled like, it's not been his concerns for
last year I had to throw away some Tommy
15
Hilfiger
years.
from high school.
Yeah. It still smells
like this can't be good
It
anymore.
smells like a version of what it used to smell like, but it's not quite the same. I'm like, yeah, Jared, you're almost 40. It's okay to spend a little money on a good
Get some
scent.
Brute.
Brian says men smell like leather-bound books, mahogany, and scotch.
That's what Brian thinks that men smell like. That's not what you actually smell like. You know, they when they make candles for men, have you ever seen this, like man candles? It's like the candle scent is grass. I'm not joking. You can go into a place, like I think Yankee Candle might have a line like this, but they'll be like, man scent, wood,
gasoline,
grass, petroleum. And you're like, really?
Have you seen that commercial about not becoming your parents?
Yes,
where the guy goes, "This place is selling just candles, and they're making overhead." Really? Every time I walk into a candle store, I think that. That is very true.
Here's the last box for today. That's okay. I do it all the time.
Okay.
The Lantern Breakfast and Lunch. This is a connection that Brad has. Brad, you have to talk loud enough so that people can hear you.
Yeah. So this is my friend's restaurant. His name's Adam. He's the chef. This has been a lifelong.
I thought you were going to say he was the something else, but he's probably that.
Chef
he's
and
the
owner.
chef.
Yeah.
It says baked with love. The Lantern BLE family. Thank you for your support. So he put this in a pie box.
In a pie box, yeah.
We actually had a pie.
They're actually over in Lebanon on St. Louis Street.
Lebanon, Illinois.
Yep. 222 West St. Louis Street. That's the street.
That's the main
Lebanon,
street,
with
Lebanon.
the bricks on it and all that.
Oh yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
Is it like Dr. Jazz used to be right
He
there?
is 2 down from Dr. Jazz.
Okay.
Ooh, t-shirts. Okay, let's look at this one first. I wonder if this is probably for him.
I don't know.
Look at this. This is fun. It says "Shine on the front, and on the back it says "Love is in the air," followed by a pig, which is the only natural thing to do. Nope, that's bacon.
Cool.
That is fun. I cannot wait to wear this
Breakfast
shirt.
and lunch. Yeah, I'm almost guarantee I'm going to go there within a month or so.
And then let's see here.
We
have.
go in there. Make sure you mention my name.
I will.
See.
Okay. I'll get a good seat.
If you don't, you sit on the roof.
Okay.
So here's one, same kind for Hannah. Ooh, there you go.
Thank you.
And a green one, same shirt for you.
Thank you.
And one for you, Brad.
Right.
So it's the Lantern in Lebanon. It says, "Thank you, Annie Fry. We just love Brad."
Okay.
You need to have someone send something nice about you.
No, that never happens.
You can write it.
I will.
Okay. Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it says occasional dinner. The Lantern Breakfast and Lunch. It says Psalm 119, 105. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to look it up, which is why you put Bible verses on to make people open their Bible. It says, "Stop on in, pull up a chair, and stay a while."
Ooh.
Cool. How long have they been open, Brad?
They opened in February of 2020. So
yeah,
right before the lockdown.
All right, we'll support them.
Adam and Tanya Evans, 222 West St. Louis Street in Lebanon, Illinois. The Lantern Breakfast and Lunch. All right, that's the unboxing for today.
Great, fantastic.
If you guys want to participate, or if you know somebody who would benefit in participating, we're talking like small businesses, out of your house businesses, big businesses in the area, successful ones that just want to support, show they're part of the Annie Fry Show family. We want to use this opportunity to support you. We're going to do these on Fridays, but we're going to wait for a few things to accumulate so that we can have, it's got to be an unboxing of things, not of things. So thank you to the Lantern Breakfast and Lunch in Lebanon, to Water Sweet Soap Company in Edwardsville, and to Annie's Frozen Custard in Edwardsville. We love you. We can't wait to try these things, and we will report back to the people. Hopefully it's a good review. So, and if you ever want to send something specifically to somebody here, not just to me, if you're like, I really want Ryan or Brad to try this, like beard stuff, Hannah and I can't really do anything with that because we are very clean shaven. But if you want to send something specific to one of us, send it to the Annie Fry Show and then put the name on there, or in there who you would like to have support it. And we'll post and share the address that you can send it to. It's the Odyssey, the 97.1 Odyssey address, downtown St. Louis. Thank you. We're going to put this, put the station back up for you because we actually have to do a radio show now.
Oh, it's noon.
It's noon. It's time.
Okay.
Do you want to do the show with me today?
What does that mean?
Do you want to start the show with me?
Sure. I haven't eaten lunch yet, but yes.
Go eat your lunch
Okay.
and ice cream.
You know what? I haven't
And
eaten
pie.
lunch either, so I don't want to hear it. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
I like
We're going to
ice
put
cream
this
for
on
lunch.
mute. Literally, I'm standing where I do the show. Here is my microphone. So we need to get reacclimated to do the show for the whole public. Thank you all for being here. Stick around because the show is about to start, and we will be right back. Don't go away.
President tweeting thanks to President Biden a short time ago for what he calls unprecedented diplomatic and military assistance. America is listening to Fox News.
Give your heart some love with circulation-boosting bioactives, proven to improve blood flow for better oxygen and nutrient delivery. Boost circulation from day one for better cardiovascular performance that keeps improving over time. Try CocoVia Cardio Health Supplement, available as capsule or a powder. Visit cocovia.com today. That's COCOAVIA.com. And use coupon code RADIO20 to get 20% off your order. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease.
Why does Walgreens offer copays as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Tons of sunshine this afternoon, light winds, but it's still very cold even for this time of year. 28 will do it for the high. Remember, the middle of winter is February 2nd, so we still have a long way to go. Clear skies, 15 tonight, 38 partly sunny Saturday afternoon, 38 again on Sunday, but dropping temperatures during the afternoon with a couple of snow flurries. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Want to listen to 97.1 outside the listening area? There's an app for that. Download the Odyssey app, and one tap will turn the station on.
If you want to wear a mask, but don't tell parents that their kids have to.
The problem in New York City, in Manhattan, in those boroughs, is not white supremacy, it's crime.
In order to give someone the benefit of the doubt, they have to have given you a reason that they deserve that benefit, and he does not.
The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk.
Mark Cox here, inviting you to the next Protecting Your Retirement educational event with the Retirement Advisory Group. It's January 25th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you concerned how inflation might affect the stock market and your retirement accounts? Did you know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your 401k tax-free and generate more income than most investment options? Are you worried you won't have enough income to retire comfortably and live the same lifestyle as you are now? Do you also know how to protect your nest egg from market losses and still have growth potential? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisor of my show, Thomas Helbig, along with me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, Tuesday, January 25th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com.
How about starting the new year off with a new coat of paint from CertaPro Painters? This is Mark Reardon, and I've trusted the experts at CertaPro for a long time now. They've knocked out project after project over the years, and the quality of the work always blows me away. Imagine what a new coat of paint and a new color can do for your home. It's a great time for your vision of color to come to life. Schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. It's a professional, worry-free process, and they deliver what they promise. CertaPro Painters.
Worried about what you're breathing in? With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
There's a music station that fits your taste at Odyssey.com. Download the app for instant access to hundreds of music stations and listen live to 97.1 FM Talk. The Odyssey. Download it or stream from 971talk.com. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by the Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to graftonloadingdock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not a married sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not a married sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Bottom line, are we closer or further away from war?
You'd really have to ask President Putin. It's ultimately going to be President Putin who decides what Russia will do. But here's where we are. Based on what we've heard in the last couple of weeks, we will put in writing both some deep concerns that we and other allies and partners have about Russia's actions, not just with regard to Ukraine, but more broadly when it comes to things that it does that threaten security. We'll address some of the concerns that Russia has raised with us, and we'll put some ideas on the table for how we might actually strengthen each other's sense of security going forward.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken there talking about, when I say that, I always say Antony Blinken. It always ends up sounding like something Abe Lincoln. And I also only think of Blinken from Robin Hood Men in Tights whenever I say his name. But anyway, that's to keep things serious on a Friday, because it is Friday after all. Saying that going to war, if Russia's going to go, that's just a Putin thing. You got to talk to him. It's clear that after the president's press conference 2 days ago, again, 2 whole hours. It's funny to me after I said that I didn't watch it because I had an appointment during that time, and I was going to go back and watch it, found out it was 2 hours, and I just took the pitch, decided, nope, this is not for me. Ryan Wiggins in here earlier than usual. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. So
did you watch the whole thing?
No. So I did the same thing as you, but reverse.
Oh.
I thought, well, I'm going to go back and watch the whole thing. Well, by the time I went to start watching it, the thing was still going. So,
and you're like, wait, what?
Like, oh, this is still live? That he's still doing this? So I actually heard most of the end of it, which there was a lot of questions. You hear the Jackie Heinrich one about the topic you're talking about?
Well, the one where he said, what a stupid question.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my point, especially for this first segment, is that there's what happened. There's the substance of what took place, and I always try to pay attention to both of these things. Like, what was the purpose and what was the political fallout? Because every time you have something like this, there's an intention. So they prep the president. I have no idea what it looks like to prep this president. I've read books that talk about how Trump prepped, but you have to prepare the president. You have to ask him questions that he's going to get. You have to have somebody ask a question the way you think Peter Doocy is going to ask the question. Trump probably had people asking questions the way Acosta was going to ask the question, so that you're prepared. That's the whole point. Because when you come to the podium to answer to the American people, which is what the press is supposed to be, but that's a little sketch these days. When you put somebody out there, there's a message that you want to send. That's why you go as the administration to the people, because you want to tell them something about something. And then there is how it goes. There's the questions that maybe you didn't prepare for, you didn't stick the landing when you answered it. And then after that, quickly becomes about having pundits on cable news to say, this was a disaster. If I hear clean up on Isle State Department one more time.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Oh my gosh. I think it was Dana Bash said it.
Clean up on Isle State Department.
Yes. It was the first time I was like, and then I was like, okay. The 800th time, I'm like, yes, we get it. It was bad. Come up with some more euphemisms. But that becomes the main story here on the home front is, how'd my side do? And it's weird to look at the press and the president in a room as a conservative and go, well, I don't really have an advocate side in there. If Peter Doocy, do they have any other?
At the very end, there were some questions there was at least one from Newsmax, and I think a couple others.
So they did acknowledge him. But even now, people in the mainstream media are asking questions of this administration. Like, come on, guys, what? That's kind of to the administration. This is a key important thing. If I'm a person
in political power and there's something swirling out there, I would probably like to go on record and get the story straight, assuming that I have a story to straighten out. If I'm just toast because somebody got me on something, then yeah, you're probably just screwed. But if you have a side and a reason to do what people are criticizing you for having done, I would want the opportunity to speak on it. So ask me the tough question. I will be prepared to answer it. And I will answer it in a way that that a thoughtful person would say, well, I see why they did that. I completely disagree with it, but I see what they put A, B, and C together, and I understand how they got there. So there's a substance of what the administration wanted to deliver to the people. And Ryan, in a second, I'm going to ask you to tell me what you think that substance was. But the second part and the overarching part here is how the politician culture, the political culture reacts to it. And we lose the substance. It doesn't matter what the substance was. It just becomes about, did the red team win or did the blue team win on Wednesday when he had that press conference? And I'm going to play some clips from that Kamala Harris-Savannah Guthrie interview. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm going to play that in a minute. But first, Ryan, in your estimation, when you took in what you took in from that press conference, what do you think that the Biden administration, before they went out there, the most important thing is that the American people know, blah, 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 blah. What was it?
I don't think there was that message because you watch all of the news after the press conference, which was it Tuesday or Wednesday night? I'm already getting it confused, that press conference.
Wednesday?
I can't already remember.
Wednesday.
I mean, today's Friday. There was a holiday Monday, so everybody's all jumbled up. But anyway, I think the purpose of it was a little less about here's the message, because there was no, like, if there was a really solid message, you'd see that be the story on CNN this week. There really hasn't been. CNN's been covering a lot
unless the message is indefensible.
Well, that's kind of where I'm headed, is that I think the purpose of the press conference was less about a message and more about him doing a long press conference. So he had a really, really bad week last week. And that extended into this week with the losing the filibuster. They're not going to get rid of the filibuster. They're trying to do that.
Not
he had that
pass voting rights.
Really terrible speech in Georgia last week.
Yeah, did everybody know that their voting rights are gone after this week? Man, what
Isn't
a
that
bad
amazing?
week. It's
You won't be able to
terrible.
vote this year.
Nobody.
It's so sad.
I mean, well, Democrats.
Well, okay. Yeah. But the Supreme Court stuff was last week. He had a really, really bad week. So my guess is that they decided, well, how do we get the narrative back? Because we're losing on every front right now. The choice to make him do a super long press conference to get the narrative back, I don't know that that was
questionable.
I don't know that was the right one, because nothing that's come out of that press conference has really changed the narrative. There's just more questions because he's said so many gaffy things, like about Ukraine, which you were mentioning, some of the stuff about him being fit for office, about questioning the 2022 coming election. I mean, it's not been good. So he's almost piled on to himself by doing this.
So it was, I mean, I agree with you. It was not a good choice. But my follow-up question to that was it their only choice left?
It had to be.
Because what they don't have, the fact that the substance doesn't exist, because I don't know what the substance is, outside of the fact that the Biden administration thinks that you should carte blanche trust them. If it's not going well, it is going well. You just don't understand how it's going well. He says this on a regular basis. And you always talk about how he always goes back, and Brad brings it up all the time, about how he always goes back to talk about meat prices. His point on meat prices is not, was that meat?
Yeah.
There was meat on TV right now. This happens a lot. It's weird.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe I'm just subliminally seeing it and talking about it. But his point on meat prices isn't that, Ryan, you, for your family, have to pay more for meat right now. And we know that inflation is high and times are tough. We need to do something to get those meat prices down. The point is only to secure in your mind, Ryan, that your meat prices are high because of somebody who he declares a political opponent. That's the only reason. That's the only point. And he goes back to it and he continues to think it's a winning message. I don't believe that the Democrats who are in power right now, led by Joe Biden, but I don't think led by Joe Biden, I don't think the party that's in power right now really cares. I honestly don't think that they care about the little details that affect our lives on a daily basis. They just know that they don't want to cede power to the Republicans. And they know that if Republicans get in power, let's just speak strictly economically, although we could talk national security and foreign policy in the same vein, so let's throw those in with the mix. If Republicans get in power, we don't have to look very far behind to see the policies that kept us safe and kept us secure, both from an actual threat situation and financially secure. Love Donald Trump or hate Donald Trump, what he did worked on all of those fronts. The most fearful thing that the Democrats who are in power right now can manifest in their mind is somebody other than Donald Trump taking over office, implementing the same policies that Donald Trump and his administration put in, and watching a rapid and immediate, obvious success because of them. And I'd say, too, that in the state of Illinois, if a Republican wins the governorship, you are in Illinois, we are going to see so quickly how much that one seat makes a difference in your life.
Yeah, it's a statement about American politics, what you were just saying, that people looking back across the country going, well, what was my life like 2 years ago in terms of economics, in terms of safety, and all these things. And what's amazing is it only takes about 2 or 3% of America to decide, you know what, it was actually better to swing the whole country in a different direction because we're that close down the middle to being polarized right now. And you know what's crazy? I'm going back to polls, of course, like I usually do. Polls show that the swing has been way beyond a couple percentages. Over the last year, you're talking about, based on the best polls, you're talking about something like a 13 to 15 point swing toward not just like a more conservative or more independent, like Republicans, actual put the R behind them Republicans. You usually don't see that. You usually see a little bit of a swing away from your guy or your party, but people go, yeah, but I don't know who to go for. This time they're actually going toward Republicans in these polls. And even the middle of the road polls are saying it's been at least like a 8 to 9 point swing. So in an election year, that's extremely significant. We'll see how that plays out.
You want me to say something nice about polls?
Please, I love polls, so I want you to be kind to them.
The polls are so bad against Joe Biden that I believe them.
They are. Yeah, uniformly.
It's more about, 'cause my criticism of polls is that you can poll anything. If you ask the question a certain way, it's all to manifest a story. And if you're running for office and you have people consulting you and they know how to do that, good for you. I get it. I understand the messaging, but there's a lot of behavioral psychology that goes into polling questions. I don't trust the people who are for public polls. Internal polls are different, but I don't trust the people who are doing public polls to be doing them for the people's interest. There's a separate interest that's involved in them. And if you want to prove that bacon is the better breakfast meat than sausage, you can do that.
Yeah.
And if you want to prove the converse, you can do that. And there's something out there for everybody. There are no polls out there right now saying Biden's doing a bang-up job.
Now, that was sort of a backhanded compliment to polls. I feel like you set that up as a compliment to polls.
Take what you can get, dude.
But I'll say this. I look at track record, too, when I look at polls. So, yes, there's a general temperature you can get from just looking at all of them, like Real Clear Politics, average, and stuff like that. But if you look at specific ones that have had a really good track record over the last 10 years, especially, those ones in particular are saying that there's been this shift toward Republicans that's at least 10 points. And it's historic.
And the other okay, go ahead.
I was going to say polls generally reflect the opinion of the people that commission the polls. So the people that say, hey, I need a poll on this, they want the poll to reflect their opinion. But the fact that all the polls, like you said, uniformly were saying that things aren't going well tells you that they can't even get a poll.
Can't spin it.
Because they would be spinning polls out there that said he was doing well.
When you have a polling agency that, people say, oh, I like this one, it leans conservative. Well, when they set out to make that poll, if they come up with a poll that makes it look good for their side, the conservative side, that poll is then used to create stories. And the stories are used to influence the public. So are polls supposed to be informative or influential? I appreciate informative polls. I don't appreciate influential polls, and it's almost impossible to separate the two.
Yeah.
Internal polling is pretty much the only way you're going to get something that's just informational, because those people are pulling things to move the campaign they're running to the right or move it to the left a little bit. And they will see those polls and make a decision on what they should do next. They're using the poll to influence themselves, not to influence the public. And I'm just not the type of person who wants to be influenced. I don't want to. Why do you smile at me like that?
Well, because I know what you mean, but you got to do deep dives like the Wiggins does.
The Wiggins? He gets a the now?
Find out which ones are really accurate.
You get a the now?
Well, according to Wiggins gets a the. Yes.
I can't believe this is happening.
I know. It's happening in real time because that's never happened before. But when you talk about polls, you get the authoritative the Wiggins.
Oh, my gosh.
That's right.
Brad, get us out of here. Get us out of here right now. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Or maybe I'm just too frightened by the sound of it. Pieces of note fall down, but the letter said,
Nobody else is reporting what we are. So if you want to make sure you're not missing the most important stuff, follow 97.1 on Facebook or Twitter. If you're lucky, they'll let you see a good 25% of it.
Stewart's American Mortgage, the guy who's got the bagel loan, it is there for you. The bagel loan exists because the way Stewie set up his business, he gets to be the guy who works with you on your mortgage, whether it's a home purchase or whether it's a cash out refinance or just a straight up refinance. If you use the bagel loan, you're not going to pay the fees that every other lender out there will charge you for. He doesn't tuck the fees away, so you pay them later, pay them over time. They're not there. I've done it twice. I made him deliberately and deeply explain to me how this works. And it makes sense. So call Stewie or text Stewie at 314-324-4440. If you're interested in the bagel loan for you, you don't have to know all the details. Reach out to him and let him talk to you about what circumstance is best for you. Home purchases right now, he has a plan for you where you can do 10% down, no PMI. This is very, very, very rare, and Stewie is nuts, and he finds out ways to do these things for you. 10% down, no PMI on your home purchase. Close in 14 days. It's crazy, folks. 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del will show you how to retire in 2 to 5 years. Your age doesn't matter. Turn off the pundits and turn on the passive income. Tune in to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Tune in to the Del Walmsley Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. Weeknights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hi, this is Ken and Lori Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
If you're retiring soon, join us Saturday at 9:30 a.m. for your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Nobody wants to miss the important things in life, and if it's because of bad vision, you don't have to. Mark Cox here from my friends at Brenton Vision. They can help you out. That's why I want you to take 2 minutes today to call my friends at Brenton at 314-375-2020 or go online to BrentonVision.com. Your eyes are as unique as your fingerprint. Since Brenton Vision is the only place in Missouri offering all 7 forms of modern vision correction, they can create a customized treatment plan just for your vision. They helped my wife out. She chose the lens replacement therapy and now sees better than ever, and she loves it. You can have that same experience with Brenton Vision. They accept flex plans and medical spending plans as well at Brenton. So don't let that money expire or go to waste. See your best. Do what we did. Call Brenton Vision at 314-375-2020 or schedule online right now at BrentonVision.com.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Well, just look down, baby, 40 days.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Chris Stapleton is like so good. Brad's not a country fan. This is Southern rock to me.
Yes.
It's country,
I like this.
but this is heart and soul to me. Do you like Chris Stapleton? Do you like Southern rock?
I can't say yes or no. I like it in theory, but it's not something I would.
You like it in theory?
Yeah. If I were, here's the difference. If you see somebody like this live, you are blown away.
Yeah.
Listening to it on a CD, I probably wouldn't choose it.
Really?
But I like it. Yeah.
You more of a Still the One kind of guy.
He absolutely is.
What was that? Did you say Still the One? As in Shania Twain? You couldn't get it out because you were laughing at your hilarious joke.
You're laughing at it right now.
You
Leave me
sound a little
alone.
bitter, Ryan. He's like, I was vulnerable.
I mentioned
put
one
myself
time.
out there.
No kidding.
You did not have to tell capital T, the capital P people that you had a low-key infatuation with the song Still the One that you didn't want anybody to know about in junior high.
Well, it's been long enough that I thought, well, it's not going to be a big deal, but apparently it is a big deal.
It's not a big deal. It's just hilarious.
It is.
But hey, tell me this, Brad.
Oh,
do you
okay,
like
Ryan?
Do you like that song? Do you know the song?
Which one?
Still the One by
I
Shania
know that
Twain.
song. No, I don't really like it.
Would Brad admit it if
thought
he
it was
did?
a good song.
Would Brad admit it if he did?
Now, no. Maybe when we first had the
No.
conversation.
Now he's thinking about admitting it because he said he wouldn't admit.
No,
Now he
right.
doesn't know what to do. He's panicking.
Right.
I'm trying to think of a song like that I would be like, yeah, I like that song, but it's just not my style.
Still the One just sounds like a pop song to me. That's not.
Especially because she redid the entire album to have a pop version as well.
Did she?
Mhm.
Maybe that's why I liked it.
You might have heard the pop version.
Probably.
I did not know that.
I didn't
She did
either.
the album twice.
Now who's the Shania Twain fan?
Me, I'm a huge Shania Twain fan. I
Oh.
played her on the show. That's why we talked about it.
She's just
I'm
not a
not
secret.
embarrassed about that.
Yeah, she's not a secretive Shania fan.
Oh, gotcha.
Like you, Brad.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm out in the open now.
What is?
Do you feel better?
Yeah. This has been weighing on me for years.
I'm free.
So dumb.
Glad that I prepared for the show today.
Yeah.
Savannah Guthrie, I was talking about her interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. And this goes into what I was talking about. The press conference from earlier this week, there's the substance of what the administration wanted people to know. And you said it, and I agree with you, Ryan, that one of the main points of that press conference was that he was capable of doing it.
Yeah.
What a bar.
Well, did you know apparently
Same
that's the
standard
longest?
for Wiggins America, Saturday, 6 to 8 a.m.
I don't know what you just promoted.
Can
It's my
he
show. Yes.
Do the whole 2 hours. You'll have to tune in to see.
Yeah, that's right. Biden. Oh my gosh. Biden did 2 hours today. Amazing. We do 3 hours every day.
Mhm.
So now who's great? It's
Yeah.
Annie Fry.
But
That's
the vitamins
answer.
that I take and the cave ban on diet Mountain Dew that I'm not supposed to be having, it was
Yeah.
one of those days. You just see the diet Mountain Dew and you're like, go for it.
Was that press conference? Would you consider now? Like again, I heard just the end of it, and I heard probably a little bit more of the cantankerous questions. But up until then, as I understand it, it was a pretty friendly press conference. I mean, people maybe
Except for the insults that Biden was whispering into the microphone, like, well, what a stupid question to
that was at the very end, wasn't it?
Yeah,
To Jackie Heinrich.
Jackie.
Which,
I knew she spelled her name funny. I was trying to think of what it was.
But that press conference, you're right. The story was, can Biden even do this? And he did 2 hours, which apparently is one of the longest press conferences in history. I think that was what they were trying to get out. But the substance of it was so bad that that's been the story. Because some of the questions he answered, it was embarrassingly bad. What he said, not just the way he said it, because we talk about that all the time, the way he does it. And, you know, he's stuttering and stammering and not knowing what he's going to say. And clearly there's about 4 talking points in his head that are smashed together and trying to come out at the same time. But the substance...
When he closes his eyes to see. I mean, from what I understand, if you've been around somebody who's older, who, I remember my grandma, my paternal grandma, not at all implying that this is the case for the president. So let me make that explicitly clear. But my grandma had a minor stroke and would have, it wasn't about what she was thinking. It was her ability to get her thoughts out of her mouth. And so her communication was what was hindered. She could get around. She still did a lot. I mean, she ended up having strokes later on that ended up taking her life, but she would close her eyes to process something. She would have to focus. I mean, from what I recall, she was shutting everything out so she could intentionally speak the words she was trying to say. He does that all the time.
He does. But it was the substance of even the things that he said that became the story. The Ukraine one is a really good example. There were others too, but that one in particular, that might be something you say to your cabinet to say, look, if they do minor infractions, we're not going to do anything. But if they cross this line, then we do something. That's something you have as an internal dialogue with your cabinet. You don't say that at a press conference, because then the president of Ukraine tweets out, we consider all infractions to be major infractions. Well, of course you do. You're in Ukraine.
You're Ukraine.
Yeah.
So before I get to this Guthrie interview, we started talking about Shania Twain and our Facebook feed got shut down again.
Oh, you're kidding
copyright.
me.
So it's back
we
up.
say Shania Twain?
It's back up. Well, it's because you said Shania Twain.
So when I say Shania Twain,
I think they
Facebook
just
goes,
monitor.
that sounds exactly like the real Shania Twain. We need to shut this down.
I don't think that's it. I think they just don't like you.
I think you're right.
That's in my estimation. But we're back up on Facebook, but YouTube has not been doing that. So if you want to stream us on the Anti-Fry YouTube channel, that's a little more consistent. Let's listen to the Savannah Guthrie press this interview with Kamala Harris, because we've talked about this multiple times already this morning. The substance is questionable. What was the administration trying to say? I don't know. But let's talk about what they did say. The emphasis with which the administration has had to, what's the phrase? Clean up on aisle State Department, constantly pushing themselves out there to get in front of as many people to clarify. I don't think that the reason Jen Psaki is going on Fox News, or the reason Kamala Harris is doing this Savannah Guthrie interview, or the reason Antony Blinken's making statements and was making statements like in real time, I don't think the reason they're doing that is to make the president look better. I think it makes the president look a lot worse. I think it was that big of a mistake on an international scale. I think that the volume with which you're hearing and the frequency with which you're hearing people try to clarify what the president said is, they're not saying he messed up. They're clarifying his statement and doubling down on the agreed upon statement that the State Department has in as many places as possible. To me, that is indicative only of how big of an international blunder this could end up being. So listen to Savannah Guthrie. And the only thing I think about when I think of Savannah Guthrie is the town hall that she moderated with Donald Trump. I mean, it was the nastiest. Like, she just was so unlikable in that. And that was when there was a black woman sitting over Donald Trump's shoulder who was, I think, a candidate for maybe Congress in Southern Florida.
Yeah.
And Trump was talking and she was like nodding her head like, yeah. She like got fame, at least 15 minutes of it after that. But that Savannah Guthrie debate was the worst. Listen to her asking Kamala about this issue.
Did the president essentially give the green light to Vladimir Putin to take a piece of Ukraine, to take a bite out of Ukraine?
So, Savannah, first of all, I will tell you that I, every morning, start my morning and my day reading the Presidential Daily Brief, the PDB, which contains classified information about threats to our national security and hotspots around the world. I am often in the Situation Room with the leaders of our military and our intelligence community, and of course, the President of the United States. And on the subject of Ukraine, I will tell you that the president has been very clear, and we as the United States are very clear. If Putin takes aggressive action, we are prepared to levy serious and severe costs, period.
Period. The question that Savannah Guthrie asked her, she did not answer. She avoided it altogether.
And I will tell you that part of the posture that we have taken is grounded in the respect and the value we place in sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Madam
And in
Vice
particular,
President,
in this case,
I'm sorry
the
to interrupt.
sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine.
Of course, and
So
I'm
we
so
are
sorry
very
to interrupt,
clear,
but
and we've had
it is less than clear, because 30 minutes after the news conference, the White House press secretary had to actually clarify the president's remarks.
Savannah, I'm being clear with you right now.
Yes, okay.
And so if you're interested, I'll continue to be clear, which is that we have had direct conversations through various levels of diplomacy with Putin, with Russia, and most importantly, with our allies and partners, including our NATO allies and partners.
Sassy. Real
Man.
sassy.
It's not just the way that they're answering these questions and the way they're going about it. It feels like you're watching the beginning of Benny Hill. I mean, you could put the wacky sacks behind some of that stuff, and it's like nobody knows. Oh, one person's saying this, the other person's saying this. Some of these things, especially with foreign policy, It's all about messaging. Because if you have a strong front and you say, this is the way it's going to be to powerful people like Vladimir Putin, he'll take that seriously and then he'll act accordingly. They don't have that front.
So if you watch this interview, have you seen it?
No, I've just heard
You can
it.
see Kamala Harris in your head, though, because you've seen.
I've seen Kamala Harris.
I'm familiar.
I know who she is.
It is uncomfortable to watch because Kamala Harris does not carry herself with confidence that I'm going to tell you what's going on here. You know that confidence when you watch someone talking, and I feel like Trump definitely had this, probably some arrogance mixed in. Obama had this. I was in high school when Bush got elected the first time, but I was paying a lot of attention since then, and I felt it with him, but he kind of had that cowboy thing going on. I would watch them talk about issues, and I could see in their eyes that they knew things I did not know. And that they were telling me the things that, A, they wanted me to hear, but B, that I needed to know. And that there are things that I don't need to know on this scale, because if they're telling me, they're telling the world, obviously. You look at your leaders and you can see, not hear, you can see, do they have a handle on this? Maybe you don't agree with it, but the confidence that they're in control. Whatever they're doing, it is intentional. She don't have that. And there are people, I'm saying this right now because as a woman, I feel like I have the opportunity to say this, and I think it's important that I do. She does not exude confidence. It has nothing to do with her being a woman, because I'm going to say the exact same thing about the president of the United States. When you look at him, you do not believe that he has got a grasp on things. Maybe he does, and he's not good at showing that to the people he's talking to. He hasn't been pressed. He hasn't been tested on a scale that should have existed before he got elected. Neither one of these individuals, when you see them, do you know, oh, they got it. They got this under control. And actually, the way Kamala Harris, you can hear it too, but you absolutely can see it. She is offended that she's being pressed on this issue. She is, it's a very, who do you think you are to ask me these questions? I'm going to answer you and you're going to like it. Biden does the same thing. It's not a guy-girl thing. Biden does the same thing. He did it the other day. He literally said to Jackie Heinrich in the microphone when she asked a very good question, he said, quote, "What a stupid question." It is the most insulting thing. If Donald Trump would have said that to a woman, and he, I believe, did, he got trashed for being a chauvinist and a misogynist because of it. This administration does not exude the confidence that the American people need to see when they are making the statements that they are publicly making. We are watching, think this through for a second. Let this sink in. We are taking in the statements of world leaders and asking our leaders about it. World leaders are driving the car for the American media to ask questions of our representation in government. That's frightening to me, because the one thing, it's like if Ryan, as a parent, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation with your family, specifically your kids, but certainly also potentially your spouse, where something scary is happening, and you are scared crapless because of it, and you have to not show it. Because if you look scared and your kids are scared and they look at dad and dad's scared, that's going to be the most frightening thing that they see in amidst of all of it. If you can keep it together and, you can be concerned, you can talk about things with the kids and go through the issues of whatever you're facing, but you have to hold yourself together as somebody that people can look to and say, dad's got this under control. I don't believe that the president of the United States is the father figure, but he is the person, the person who's supposed to be the authority on the global scale. And dad looks like he's freaking out or taking a nap.
Yeah.
Or a bath with a bath bomb.
Which will be done. Will be accomplished this weekend. But the principle is true. When your parent reacts, we remember this when we were kids, but now we're parents. if you're right on a dry erase board.
When you look back on it, didn't you think that you'd feel more confident about it when you arrived at that moment? Like,
I think so.
Mom and Dad did such a great job.
Yeah.
Why am I about to freak out?
Well, when your kid takes a marker and draws on the dry erase board, and you go, wait a second, that wasn't a dry erase marker. There's a reaction that's like, no, that's not good. But then you find out they drew on the wall, and then your reaction goes, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
they don't know the difference.
Yeah, Adam Sandler tinged your voice
But
there.
they know what your reaction is, and they're watching your reaction just like we're watching the reaction to international crises that are always going to happen, always will. How's the leader leading? Well, he's not inspiring confidence. We don't know how to react to these things because he doesn't know how to react.
So we're looking to world leaders elsewhere. It's ridiculous. Wiggins America, when we come back, are you prepped?
Yep.
All right. Good. Glad someone prepared for the show. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
The Mark Cox Morning Show.
Anybody who relies on a single source or even a couple of single sources of news is making a huge mistake. I try to get as many different points of view as I can to draw my own conclusions.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
So Lakeside Renovation and Design is a renovation company. They do your home remodels inside, your kitchen, your bathroom, fully establishing a new finished basement. But they also do the exterior of your home with beautiful James Hardy siding and windows. Exclusive to Lakeside Renovation and Design are the Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. And you're noticing it's so cold outside. It hurts your bones, kind of cold outside. Those rooms in your home that have the air leaking in from those builder's grade windows that you've had put in, and they've failed, and it's time to replace them. And you're ready to upgrade. You're ready to use the window replacement on your home to make your home that show-stopping home with the finest of quality window. It's Lakeside. Lakeside is where you go for the best people, the best service, the best installation, and the best windows. Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows have a look and a feel of wood with clean lines and corners, the durability and stability of fiberglass. You can get these windows only at Lakeside. 636-978-5000, 636-978-5000. Reach out to Lakeside, mention the Annie Fry Show when you do. You can find them online at lakesidrenovationanddesign.com.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k or IRA? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Experts agree the 401k has been a dismal failure, and even the man who invented it now says it's a monster that should be destroyed. 401ks and IRAs have major dangers, including fees that gobble up 50% of your retirement savings over time. The government controls your money and changes the rules anytime they want, and it gets worse. History confirms we're past due for a major market crash that could wipe out 50% of your savings again. Now, a free report from Bank on Yourself reveals where the inventor of the 401k puts his money. You're 100% protected from crashes. There are no fee surprises. And you control your money, not the government. Plus, your withdrawals are tax-free, which protects your savings from being devoured by taxes that can only get more monstrous. So get your report now at freereportfast.com. That's freereportfast.com. freereportfast.com.
Sell your car the easy way at Bomarito. No matter what kind of vehicle you have or what shape it's in, car, truck, van, or SUV, just go to Bomarito.com. Answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll give you an instant real purchase offer. Then we'll come to you, or you come to us, and we'll pay you on the spot. So when you're ready to sell your vehicle, go to Bomarito first. A better experience, a better price, better service. The automotive leader, Bomarito, Missouri's #1 automotive group, open 24/7 at Bomarito.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. If you're having problems with your heating system or just need a check for a limited time, get either service for only $53. That's over $40 in savings for heating services. And to get into your comfort zone, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Up to the minute traffic reports, so you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Dependable traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
But I won't. Some look for trouble while others don't.
There's 1,000 reasons.
This song kicks Let It Go's butt just out of the park. You've watched Frozen and Frozen 2? You have to have.
I've
Gotta.
dabbled.
Ryan, I've seen them, and I don't even have kids.
I'm not trying to like put forth a public face. I really have not seen all of the movies.
Frozen and Frozen 2?
I've seen parts of them.
I actually don't like the movie Frozen. And I really, really liked Frozen 2, but I've developed some problems with it, so it's personal.
You've watched it many times to where now you're...
I saw Frozen 2 in the theater, I think 3 times.
My gosh.
The only other movie that I can think of that I saw that many times, I think I saw Titanic 6 times in the theater.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that. Yeah. Wow. That, I mean,
it was a really big movie, and it cost $3 to go to the movie.
That was a really long movie.
Do you remember ads at that time? I don't think they do this anymore. Well, certainly not now with theaters, but they used to do ads for the biggest movies. Have you seen it? And they'd have people stand out and say, yeah, we've seen it twice. Well, see it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, it used to be there. When I was in junior high, there wasn't a lot of things to do. Going to the movies was permissible, and there'd be 5 movies. Cottonwood in Edwardsville. Did you guys go to Cottonwood? You probably did.
Heck yes.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I hate it when people say right. Dang it.
Then say heck
Erase
yes.
that from the record. Drop that.
No.
Cottonwood, first movie I ever saw without parents was with my friend Colby. We went to see Babe.
Oh.
The pig movie with that old guy, the farmer.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do. Have you ever seen Babe?
I've seen Babe. I just
Okay.
don't remember all the characters.
No,
as well as you
I
do.
only know the pig and the man farmer who you would know if I saw. I don't
Okay.
know names of actors.
Christopher Lloyd.
No. But when the Edwardsville AMC, which used to be Showplace, opened up, the seats went the Cottonwood seats, which the building doesn't even exist anymore. It's just a big Walmart now, which is kind of indicative of time.
Yeah.
The seats at Cottonwood would go up to just about like the middle of your shoulder blade.
Mm-hmm.
Then you went to Showplace. First movie I saw there, City of Angels, and they went up to your head. You could lean back in the chair, and it was, how do they say in Seinfeld? So luxurious. Isn't that something about I don't watch Seinfeld.
I'm just thinking about City of Angels now.
Mm-hmm. Nick Cage.
Want the world to see me.
Iris, it is one of my fave songs.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I also saw very rapidly after that, I saw Armageddon. I was thinking Aerosmith.
These are
like,
very
right.
girl movies of that time.
Absolutely.
And when I went, it was with a whole crowd of people. Like it was.
The guys went too because they wanted to be around the girls.
That's exactly right.
That's the only reason I saw Titanic. It was a date.
6 times?
No. It was once, and I made fun of it the whole time.
How'd that date go?
We're not married,
Should
so.
we ask her? What's her name?
Lindsay.
If Lindsay is listening right now,
she may be.
314-241-9797 would love the deets. Would love the deets. We could do that in Wiggins America one time.
Let's do it. Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! All right.
You know why the boys went to see Titanic 6 times?
Yes, I do. Can I paint you? Hey, you know what? I just realized in that movie, Leonardo DiCaprio was painting her. Maybe I could paint you, honey. Honey. As if you call your girlfriend honey when you're 17 years old.
Lindsay, where are you? Call me right now. Actually, here's my personal cell phone number.
I'm not a great painter, but I'm willing to try.
He paints like the standard kindergarten grass, tree, house with smoke coming out the chimney, 2 birds.
Just stay
sun.
still. I'm going to try to capture this.
You just hand her the
Stick
picture
figure.
afterwards. Sign it, Ryan.
Here.
With the
What do you think? I'm not good.
Fly
I
backwards.
admit it, but I think this was a good exercise. I got
That's the type of thing that shows up on Dateline.
Yeah. Just a serial dater.
And then what he
asked
did?
400 different women if he could paint them like Kate Winslet.
You know that there are
tracked
people,
him down,
there
but he
are
didn't want to
people
talk
in
to
the
our
world,
cameras.
If you made that your thing, there are people in the world, like you could create a service like that, people would pay.
I'm going to do it then.
You better run that by your wife.
Yeah, I'll run it by her. But she
First, ask her.
I'll ask her, but I'll say, look, this is my projection for how much we can make, honey. She may still say no.
You can increase her allowance that way.
That's right. That's right. You let me paint these women, I'll give you an extra $100 a month.
10% increase right off the top.
Yeah, that just
If you
goes
know
to
what
you
I
'cause I
mean.
like you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the real story that I am following live, because this is happening right now, there is a strange.
Why are you talking like that?
Because it's kind of
You're
a
talking
weird
like
thing.
Trump. Why do you have your
I got my
fingers like
hands.
that?
I'm doing the OK symbols.
You did Trump live.
Live.
Just with the OK symbol,
Yeah.
which is racist. So Ryan, take that for what that's worth.
That's
but
right.
you know, the extension,
Yeah, I'm doing it.
the
Hey,
periscope. Yeah.
I watch and learn.
Did
Watch
you
and learn.
stretch for this segment?
Yeah,
I hope
because this
so.
is happening in real time right
Hannah,
now.
we're gonna need some ibuprofen.
There is an implosion. I had to say implosion.
What?
I want to back off. I want to back off of implosion.
Go back to that and
Hang
clip
on a
that.
second. But right now, the stock price of Netflix is tanking.
You can buy?
No, I'm just following it because it's
No.
interesting. It was
No,
it was over
Christopher.
$700. No, I will not be partaking in the NYSE regarding Netflix.
That's like Bronx.
I don't know
Christopher.
what that is. It doesn't matter. It's tanking though. It was up above 700 within the last couple weeks, and that's been where it's sitting. It's dropped today to below 400. That's a big price drop. Yesterday, even it was down to 500 something. Annie really thinks this is funny. She is laughing at Netflix expense. That is surprising to me because we treat Netflix with utmost respect on this show. And she's just laughing at this stock tumbling that's
No, I'm
happening.
laughing at people's comments on the live stream.
Clearly. I didn't think you were actually laughing.
Wiggy's
at the stock
painting
price
may
of
look like the old lady at the end instead of Kate Winslet. I'm just imagining you painting women like and handing over their old person self to them. So what you would do?
What I would do is just take a picture of them and then put it through one of those filters. Look what I did. I put this through a filter
Anyway,
for you.
Netflix. This is serious.
Anyway, Netflix is tanking, and it's interesting because this is now they're the big entertainment company, and
Do you both have Netflix?
I don't have Netflix.
Neither do I.
I do, but I knew you dropped it.
Yeah. We dropped it when they were running the Cuties preteen sexualized thing. Had a problem with that. I don't know why you don't, but
Hey, listen, since we're already talking about my wife,
what?
I'll say this. I said, honey, I want to drop Netflix because of dumb cuties. And she's like, but I'm watching some show right now.
And you said
That was the end of it. But I
and
did.
you give her the allowance.
I want credit
Okay.
for saying I want to drop Netflix. But I've said it over and over. Here's the problem. In light of what's going on, because apparently investors saw this coming, Netflix is raising all their prices again. So now the top tier is up to $20 for a monthly subscription to Netflix.
That's way too much.
The middle one is that most people are on is at about $15.50, which still puts it above almost every other streamer, including HBO Max, which is $14.99, and Disney. The whole bundle is actually still less than Netflix. So there's problems. They're trying to figure out how to spend more money on content, but we're seeing this collision happening between traditional TV, which had been the supplier to most streaming services. Traditional TV is really tanking. So they don't know what to do, where they're getting their content anymore. So they're having to raise all these prices. So I wouldn't expect to see this be the last price range or the last price raise in light of these stock prices dropping for Netflix. Although we'll see if that
The Dow is down 135 points right now because Pam commented all stocks are bleeding out, not just Netflix. So maybe it's a bad stock day, but that is a lot for streaming.
Yeah. It didn't quite get to half of what it was, but that's a big drop for such a big company too.
I'm not somebody who advocates for boycotts, but I do advocate for making smart decisions with your money that involve your conscience. So you do you, whatever, but I don't. So I canceled Netflix. And I said at the time, maybe a wave of people canceling right now will send them a message. Maybe it won't. From what I understand, it might still, I don't have it. So I can't go look. You should, do you have it on your phone?
Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't.
You don't? I was going to say, I'm interested to see if Cuties is still on there. I almost resubscribed to watch the Chappelle special. I still might do that. But generally, like if we're watching, we have HBO Max right now because we were watching The Sopranos, which we still haven't finished. We just have like one episode left. The last episode, which from what I understand is divided into 2 parts. We were watching that. We watched Outlander, and Game of Thrones, which is why we got HBO Max. And I'm of the mind that once we get done watching those, if we're going to go watch another series, I'm going to cancel the other ones.
That's what I do.
So
Yeah.
it's like I only pay for the subscription of what I'm watching at that specific time. And Disney Plus all the time because my kids watch it all the time. But for the grown-up shows, one at a time.
Yeah, we do the same thing. Watch as many as we can on one platform, kind of tap it out, and then cancel it and go to a new
Yeah,
new
and by the
one.
time you cycle back, new
There's
shows
more.
you want to watch.
Yep.
All right, let's talk to Kevin Wheeler in the next hour. We've got an Ask Me Anything coming up. You got to comment your questions online. Hannah's pulling them out, so go there on the YouTube channel. Back in a minute.
Let's start off a new year with a new coat of paint. This is Mark Reardon for CertaPro Painters, and let's make 2022 the year you transform your home or business with some new colors and expert professional painting. CertaPro can make it happen, and the quality of the work will blow you away. One of my favorite parts of hiring CertaPro is I don't have to do the painting myself. These are professional painters. They can help you bring your vision of color to life. Get started today with a free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters.
How's your mental health? I'm listening with Billie Eilish.
I feel like I spent a lot of time thinking about happiness and how it's just like it fluctuates, and everyone thinks if you're one thing, you're going to be that forever and you're never going to be anything else. And it's really not true. Like happiness is temporary, but also so is like misery, and things just like morph and change. It just doesn't stay. It goes up and goes down and things change. And like, that's how life works.
Explore more at imlistening.org.
Home values have skyrocketed.
And Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low 1.875% rate.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With our low rates and your increased equity, you can make home improvements or pay off debt.
Woo-hoo! Plus, skip your next 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, join my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
Hi, this is Curtis Barks. I am the owner of Complete Auto Body and Repair, here to tell you about our touchless automotive service. If you're experiencing the constant struggles of having the kids home from school, or just want more of that family time where you can listen to them teach you about what they do every day, we provide touchless automotive service, return the vehicle to you clean and ready to go in the comfort of your own home. Check us out online at CompleteAB.com for more information. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixed the cars.
A message for homeowners. Are you thinking of selling your fixer-upper home? Did you get a bid from the home improvement company yet? Wow, material and labor shortages mean lengthy wait times and exorbitant cost. Why bother when I'm paying top dollar right now for homes in any condition? Hi, this is Mike Robinson. I can make you a cash offer with no contingencies for your home or condo. Just call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's Mike Robinson, 314-283-0867, or visit us at robangproperties.com.
Find podcasts for your passions on Odyssey.
Like the award-winning Fresh Air with NPR's Terry Gross.
Kieran Culkin, welcome. I love the show.
I'm engaged and I care about these characters. I don't like them, but I care to see what happens with them.
Or The 11th.
Bringing you true, unexpected stories.
And experience the new podcast movie thriller Ghostwriter.
Starring Kate Mara and Adam Scott.
Maybe it's not a whodunit. If we know who the killer is all along, the real mystery is why.
Find all the podcasts that matter to you in a universe of audio.
Odyssey.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bommarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
Encouraging news on the COVID surge. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
In some parts of the country, we are seeing the number of daily cases caused by the Omicron variant beginning to decline.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky reporting a 5% drop overall in the 7-day average of COVID cases, though still more than 700,000 per day.
But as we have seen during other phases of this pandemic, the surge in cases started at different times in different regions and may continue to see high case counts in some areas of the country.
She says they are working on new language, encouraging Americans to be up to date on COVID vaccinations by getting booster shots. The fight over federal vaccine mandates isn't over. A federal judge in Texas issuing a nationwide injunction that bars the government from enforcing it, meaning federal workers can't be fired for not getting vaccinated. The Justice Department says it will appeal. The White House urging Congress to give more funding to the IRS to address ongoing backlogs with tax returns.
Many of those challenges are related to the pandemic, but also due to years of underfunding from Congress. The agency has not been equipped with the resources it needs to adequately serve taxpayers in normal times, let alone during a pandemic.
White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki, as of this month, the IRS has more than 6 million unprocessed individual tax returns ahead of the next tax season expected to start early. The Justice Department not ruling out other suspects in last weekend's Texas synagogue standoff that ended with the hostage taker dead and the hostages safe. Attorney General Merrick Garland telling the U.S. Conference of Mayors.
The FBI is now working full-time to determine whether this perpetrator acted alone or with others.
2 people have already been arrested in the UK. America is listening to Fox News.
Meet CocoVia Memory Plus with some of the most researched plant-based nutrients harnessing the natural components within the cocoa bean. To improve memory and brain function in just 8 to 12 weeks, try CocoVia Memory Plus capsules. Order today at cocovia.com. That's COCOAVIA.com. And use coupon code RADIO20 to get 20% off your order. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease.
Why does Walgreens offer copays as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Tons of sunshine this afternoon, light winds, but it's still very cold even for this time of year. 28 will do it for the high. Remember, the middle of winter is February 2nd, so we still have a long way to go. Clear skies, 15 tonight, 38, partly sunny Saturday afternoon, 38 again on Sunday, but dropping temperatures during the afternoon with a couple of snow flurries. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Here's 97.1 Insider Heritage legal expert Hans von Spakovsky.
They're using these voting bills, but if anyone who thinks it would stop there and not apply to all the other really bad bills that they've been trying to get through, they would. I think actually destroy the economy of this country and our general standard of living.
Where St. Louis comes to talk. 97.1 FM Talk.
So Dr. Joe Congas at Allies for Health is innovative and also traditional at the same time. Does that make sense? He has a lot of experience. As a pediatrician, he definitely knows how to treat kids and to treat them for a variety of issues. Somebody who you can go to, a pediatrician who you can go to trust. But this is kind of one of those interesting times where a lot of people are looking at their medical providers and they're wondering what kind of information they're getting from their medical providers. They're wanting to make sure that they can fully trust their medical providers. And as a mom, myself, you need to be able to trust your pediatrician. Dr. Joe Congas has a pediatric concierge service that you can check out. Your website to learn more is stlallies.com. Go to stlallies.com to learn more about his concierge practice, where you are going to be one of few patients that he has, where you are going to get customized care and where you're going to get to provide medical care for your kids with Dr. Joe Congas's philosophy. And that philosophy is that he has the medical experience and the medical expertise to provide you advice, but that you make those decisions for your kids as to what's best for them. If you want to learn more, please reach out to my friend Dr. Joe Congas online at stlallies.com.
Tired of constantly caring for a home exterior that doesn't look as good as it should? You deserve beautiful, low-maintenance James Hardie fiber cement siding. James Hardie gives you gorgeous colors, stands up to Missouri's harsh weather, and lasts decades. At Lakeside Renovation and Design, we're experts in installing America's #1 siding, and our lifetime workmanship warranty gives you peace of mind. Get a lovely, lasting home exterior with Lakeside Renovation and Design. Request a free consultation at 636-978-5000. That's 636-978-5000. And love your home all over again.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Mark Cox Morning Show.
Want to listen to 97.1 outside the listening area? There's an app for that. Download the Odyssey app, and one tap will turn the station on. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk. This hour of the Annie Fry Show is sponsored by the Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not a married sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not a married sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. We're glad you're here. A reminder, we're going to do an Ask Me Anything segment in the 2 o'clock hour. Hannah is waiting for your questions for me or for the whole crew or for Wiggins or Hannah or Brad, whomever you want to ask questions from. Trish will be in here too. Just go on to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, the Annie Fry Show Facebook page. We're also on Twitch. And you can watch the show on Twitter, Getter, and Rumble. We're everywhere, and you can listen on the radio, that old-fashioned way. But if you want to ask your questions, get them in there, and Hannah will flag them and bring them into the room, and we'll get you some of those answers that you've been looking for. Our Friday guest, our Friday friend, let's get to Kevin Wheeler.
Hey, Eddie! Let's talk a little business of baseball here.
This is a simple game. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you catch the ball.
There's no crying in baseball.
Cardinals, Blues, and more with sports reporter Kevin Wheeler.
Happy Friday, Kevin. Welcome back. Good to have you here.
Glad to do it. What's going on?
So I feel like the sports world in St. Louis seems to be having a little bit of a lull. The Blues seem to be playing pretty well. But I want to ask you first about playoff football, the NFL, which goes against my better judgment. But let's get it out of the way. As the playoffs are upon us right now, the Rams they won their game and they continue to march into the postseason. And there's some interesting stories around the playoffs. What's your focus when you watch the NFL right now? Anything stick out to you?
So, I mean, first of all, the last week, the big story was a lot of blowouts, right? The games weren't very competitive, and, that was a bit of a problem, I think, for a lot of people. But, I mean, look, playoff matchups like that can be random. I mean, we went through in the 90s about 10 years where the Super Bowls were all blowouts and the NFC was just destroying the AFC. So, I mean, I think people get a little too worked up out of that. But this week, I mean, to me, the easy story this week, Annie, is the matchups are amazing. Like every game looks like it's an amazing game. And last I checked, which was last night, the largest point spread in these games was about 6 points. And that was Green Bay being favored. So every game is projected to be close. They're all of the top teams, the top quarterbacks. And I know from my perspective, the one story that I want to see play out is see the Rams lose.
Yeah, same. I'm looking forward to having you back here to tell us that they've lost. And we could just maybe mull over that for a little bit. I saw one of these, a tweet that you put out, and I think it's an interesting point to talk about, which is the NFL has been super politicized over the last, I don't even know how many years, 8 years, 10 years, I don't know. But people talk about all the time about how the ratings have crashed and they're a disaster. But I don't know that that's actually the case according to the 2021 viewership right now. I'm wondering if the increase in viewership for the NFL does parallel to, I don't really see a ton of politics right now surrounding the NFL on the field as much, even in the midst of the vaccine concerns that we've seen between players and teams so far.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. I mean, it's there hasn't been as much of an emphasis on it as far as, like nobody's kneeling for the anthem, or if they are, it's just not being discussed the way that it was, and it's certainly not in the numbers that people were doing it before. I think the problem with it, Annie, is people make grand proclamations when they're angry, and then when they calm down, they're like, yeah, but I still like football, because I hate the league, right? I mean, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
I hate everything about how the league is run. I hate how they treated St. Louis, all of that. But in the end, I like the games. I mean, and people tend to not want to take away something from themselves that they like just because someone else is a jerk, or because you disagree with someone. But I'd also point out that, the last 2 times we've had a presidential election year, primetime ratings have gone down in the NFL, and that's been the difference. If you go back to last year, the Sunday ratings were fine. They were not a problem in 2020. It was the Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. It was the nighttime games, the primetime games. And I think the belief is that people who are not diehard football fans, but casual football fans, were probably watching more about the presidential elections, because these are, I think you might agree with this. I don't do much politics, but these were 2 of the wildest and most controversial presidential elections in our lifetimes, for sure. So a lot of people that normally wouldn't follow that were following it, and some of those people were tuning into football. And now that that's not a thing, people are back to their old habits.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, too, that, what we've seen in politics lately has been made for TV. I mean, in some cases, most literally. And it does conflict with those things. I for one, I'm still very, very jaded, as you are. I just haven't gotten over it as maturely as you have about the NFL. But I am all for a football company giving me football. I really don't go to football to get anything other than football. Same thing for baseball. Same thing for a movie and entertainment. Like, I don't need your extra dish of your worldview. Just entertain me. And I don't know if that's too much to ask, but it seems as though, according to the numbers and the ratings, that NFL fans are being entertained and they're showing up.
Yeah, and look, I'm sure the leagues would prefer it that way, right? I mean, I'm sure, the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, I'm sure all of them would prefer that the conversation is all about what their business is and not about vaccines or politics or any other stuff. But obviously, the athletes are like the rest of us. I mean, they're humans. And I know a lot of people that don't work in politics that have political opinions. And I think it's always an interesting take, because I don't do any politics on social media or anything like that. But, if I ever step outside of the sports world, maybe it's movies or something not so consequential, people are always like, stay in your lane. I'm like, well, you're an accountant. Don't tell me anything about numbers. I mean, like, it's okay
still
for
a human
athletes to have those opinions.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, you also know that when you take those stances, people are going to disagree. So you got to be willing to deal with that too.
Yep. The fallout, the consequence. And if it's worth it to you to make that statement, and it's, if you know that you're putting your image on the line, or potentially your job on the line, and it's still worth it to you, then, go on with it for sure. I have a comment here from Chris on Facebook that says, I'm so happy hockey has been staying for the most part out of politics. I certainly can get that sense as well. The Blues have been fun to watch this year. When do the playoffs officially start? I'm not as familiar with the season. Isn't it like April, or is it earlier than that? Or is it like October?
Yeah, that's when that's about when the regular season ends.
The season goes on forever. It's a long season.
It feels like it, but it's like every other season. They're all like 6 months.
Okay.
They all feel like they drag, though, because the difference in the NBA and the NHL is the playoffs go on forever. Right?
Yeah.
That's what makes it feel like it drags out, right? Those playoffs are 2+ months. Where like baseball, it's a month. Football, it's a month and a half essentially. As you get to the Super Bowl. So I think that has that combined effect with the NHL and the NBA, is that it feels like it goes on longer because the playoffs are so long.
Well, the last time we talked, you mentioned that you feel like the team that we have here playing on the ice right now is maybe even stacked deeper than the Stanley Cup championship team. Will you still hold to that assessment a week later?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're at least up front, right? They don't match the defensive capabilities that the Stanley Cup team had. I mean, that top pairing with Bouwmeester and Pietrangelo, was as good as any defensive pairing that was in the league at the time. Again, speaking of their defensive capability, I know that Petro was always a great offensive player too, but Bouwmeester not so much, at least not during his time here. But they don't have that. I mean, like that to me is the biggest gap right now between the Cup team and this team. But I think this team has a lot more dynamic offense. I think they have a lot more depth up front. And if they can somehow either via trade or just via internal candidates continuing to improve as the season goes along, I think they have the capability of that kind of big run. It's hard to predict those things, right? Because I think we've seen better Blues teams than the 2019 team that didn't win, right? I mean, we flash back to the Brett Hull years, and you had Pronger and McInnes and Hull and Gretzky. I mean, like, you had this amazing roster, and they didn't win. Those teams were better than the 2019 team, but the 2019 team got hot at the right time and made the run. So that's kind of where I think this team is. I think they're perfectly capable of making a deep run. It's just a matter of, how is Binnington going at that time? What gets sorted out on defense, and how do they kind of stable? I mean, they're not unstable. I mean, the defense is fine. It's just not as locked down as it was for the 2019 team. So as long as they can make a few improvements there and then keep their big dogs relatively healthy when we get to the spring, I don't see why they're not capable.
So I want to ask you a little bit about baseball here before we have to let you go. I've seen Paul DeJong's name popping up in stories that Google thinks that I need to read regarding the Cardinals because they know I'm interested in the Cardinals. I'd imagine that there are some question marks that in a normal offseason may have been resolved at this point in time, but with the lockout, it's business is not really taking place at this point in time. But what are the big question marks personnel-wise for the St. Louis Cardinals in this offseason that you expect to have answers for maybe before the first pitch is thrown?
Yeah, they don't have many big holes. I mean, you look at the team, there are definitely questions, but you don't have any gaping holes. I mean, the biggest question as far as the everyday players are concerned is at shortstop, and that's why you're seeing Paul DeJong. And my good friend Derek Gould had a really good piece talking to DeJong about the things he's been doing this offseason to try to get back to where he was, let's say, 2018 and before. Because he struggled for a couple of years and was admittedly lost last year. And, we hear those kind of stories every winter. Sometimes they pan out and sometimes they don't. But I thought it was really interesting, the kind of stuff that DeJong was talking about and working with a hitting guru. And keep in mind, I think people should know this because I know what's going to happen immediately when I say that Paul DeJong is working with an outside hitting coach. They'll be like, oh, great, fire Jeff Albert. And the truth is that no player can work with any team staffer right now because of the lockout. So if you're doing anything, you're doing it on your own or with a coach from outside. But it's not uncommon for people to use like independent hitting or pitching coaches. They do it all the time. I mean, this hitting coach that DeJong has been worked with JD Martinez, who since that time has turned into a monster. He's worked with a couple of different guys. Willie Adames of the Brewers, who exploded last year and had his best offensive season. So he's a guy that has a good reputation. And the stuff that they're doing sounds like it's just simplifying the world for DeJong. He's a smart guy, and he tends to overthink things when things aren't going well, and then you get in a loop where you can't get out of it. But that's the number one question is what happens at short? Does DeJong take the job, or does Edmundo Sosa continue to play well and take some time there, maybe even win the job in spring training? I think we have a question about whether or not they're going to add another reliever. I think they will before anybody reports. I think they'll add a free agent reliever of some significance. I don't think it's going to be a big name closer, but of somebody that's got a track record of success. And then after that, it's okay, what do we do? Do we have a DH? And if we do, are we signing one or are we giving an opportunity to a young guy? I think those are probably your biggest questions coming into, for when the lockout ends, right? Going into spring training.
Yeah. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up and St. Louis's love affair with Albert Pujols still exists. So maybe they'll get everything. Yeah. Listen to the way you said, yeah. You just said that it was very conciliatory, Kevin Wheeler. Yeah.
Yeah. I try to be nice.
You're being nice.
And look, I would love it. I would love the storyline. I mean, it would be pretty fantastic because there'd be a couple moments where something awesome happened, right?
And those moments would be enough for most Cardinals fans. wouldn't they?
Yes, but then they'd be complaining that the team's not scoring enough runs, and you can't have both.
Yeah, you can.
Maybe.
That's what we do. we care deeply and passionately, and we have our love affairs with baseball, and they're not always the most sensible business decisions. But that's not our problem. We just get to share our opinions in social media for people like you to try to put sense to, and
it's part of the fun, right?
It gives you a whole job. It's why you're there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, I get paid a lot of money to do that.
That's fantastic. Well, Kevin, we always appreciate having you here. And real quick, do you have a prediction of how long this lockout's going to go? You think there's an end in sight right now, or not quite yet?
I've always said, so I'm not going to change now. I've always said that I think opening day will happen as scheduled.
Yay.
Could definitely be wrong about that, but I'm going to stick with it for now. So I think they get things done in time for the regular season to start.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll hold you to that because I will it into existence along with Albert Pujols as our DH. Kevin, good to talk to you. We'll be checking you out on Sports Open Line over there in KMOX.
All right, we'll see you.
Talk to you later. Kevin Wheeler, KMOX sports reporter on Twitter at Kevin Wheeler94. Go follow him there. He's got a very active and good read on Twitter. It's a quick break. When we come back, Brian Wiggins is going to come back in studio here. He's wrapping up some stuff that he had to do elsewhere. The amount of planning and effort that goes into Wiggins America on Saturdays from 6 to 8 a.m. It's, pristine work.
Next level.
Effortless.
Amazing.
He's eating lunch.
Yeah.
Please join us on the live chat. We would love to have you there. The Annie Frey YouTube channel, Annie Frey Show Facebook page. Tell us your Ask Me Anything questions for me or for the studio, and we will feature them in the 2:00 hour. More Annie Frey Show in just a minute. We'll be right back.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. History looks back on times like this. Where do you stand? 97.1 FM Talk is here to spotlight what would otherwise be left in the dark. Right here, right now. 97.1 FM Talk.
Hensher Johnson Orthodontics. This is where I'm taking my kiddos here soon to get their assessment, to make sure that their teeth are going to be beautiful, straight teeth. My son is 12, and he's likely a candidate for braces. My daughter is 9. I'm going to take her in for an assessment to see if now is the time or if we want to wait a little bit. But it's not, in my mind, braces are kind of a kid thing. And I remember braces coming on the scene when I was in school and kids were starting to get braces, but it wasn't really something that grownups did. Folks, if you want to feel more confident with your smile, if you have gotten into the habit of when you smile, you keep your mouth closed because you're not comfortable with the alignment of your teeth, you can fix this. And grown-ups everywhere are fixing it. Your smile should shine brightly. And Hensher Johnson Orthodontics, this is the place to go. They are going to make you feel so comfortable. They are going to help you get your teeth aligned. And you will be so overwhelmed with the confidence you have when you realize you can smile as big as you want and have the confidence to smile as big as you want. I have family who has gone to Hensher Johnson Orthodontics, and I'm going to be taking my kiddos there as well to get their assessment. This is the place to go, folks. They're in Columbia, Illinois, and Waterloo, and they are trustworthy folks, worth the drive. You can call them at 618-400-0900, 618-400-0900, or visit them online at HensherJohnsonOrtho.com.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. You see, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. They can give a child back their childhood, even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home.
Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated, and divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone, but you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood Parkway, Suite 310, Chesterfield, Missouri, 63017. CordellCordell.com.
Keep your vehicle running smoothly with Menard's huge selection of automotive products. Quaker State Ultimate Durability Full Synthetic Motor Oil helps improve fuel economy while protecting against engine wear with superior performance at high and low temperatures. No other leading synthetic motor oil provides better protection from friction-related wear. Grab a quart for only $3.49 after sale price and $2 rebate. Good through January 23rd, right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
If your business has accounting problems, you probably have tax problems. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in St. Louis. Running a small business is tough, and it's no surprise that companies that don't keep good books often run into tax issues. If you don't fix your accounting problems, you could be doomed to land in the same tax pitfalls every year. Call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I can help you get out of tax trouble and stay out. If your small business doesn't have a CPA or accountant, I can help you find one. And if you already have one, I work closely with them to resolve your tax problems quickly. Make no mistake, if the numbers don't add up, the IRS will catch it. Fix your accounting and tax problems before they snowball with help from the Lance Drury Law Firm. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, D-R-U-R-Y law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Wish that I was on a rocky top down in the Tennessee hills.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
And bear the other half cat. Wild as a mink, but sweet as soda pop. I still dream about that. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. That's a gem of a song. Do you know that song, Brad?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
It's country.
Yeah.
It's Conway Twitty.
Yes.
That's Conway Twitty country.
Conway. Yep.
Do
He was the coach from The Water Boy.
Oh, you pointed. You said he was the coach from, and then you pointed over your shoulder, and I was like, no, that's not who Conway Twitty is. But then you said the Water Boy, and I didn't know that the Water Boy was over your shoulder.
I wish Conway Twitty was
No,
behind
wait.
you.
Yeah, no kidding. Wouldn't that be sweet?
He wasn't the coach. I'm thinking of somebody else. But yeah, I know who Conway Twitty
Do
is.
you guys, are you Meatloaf fans, Anna? Are you a Meatloaf fan?
No.
You're giving me a very Gen Z response there. Like, I don't know. I like meatloaf. It's delicious.
Well, honestly, when that comment came through, I thought food. And then I was like, wait, I've heard a lot about meatloaf today. Okay.
Do you know who Meatloaf is?
No.
Okay, fair. Are you a Meatloaf fan?
Yeah. I mean, not like all of them, but just kind of like the famous songs I really like.
So Paradise by the Dashboard Lights is the one that I know for sure. What's the other one? Is it
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Okay. Bad Out of Hell? Is that one?
That's an album. It probably was a song on the album.
That's the name of the album?
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I had Bat on the Run, and I thought that doesn't make sense.
That's Band on the Run.
That's a different thing. Bats don't run, but it'd be funny if they did. But everyone's talking about how that's like such an amazing album, and I believe it. But I have no Meatloaf. No. What about Louis Anderson? Did you see he died too?
The comedian.
The comedian.
See, I've when I saw his picture today, I've recognized him before. I can't remember any of his skits like right off the top of my head, but I remember seeing his face before versus Meatloaf. I do not.
That was new. Dan on YouTube said Bad Out of Hell is one of the best all-around albums ever. And I've heard that sentiment from quite a few people. So it's definitely like this to me is a generational thing.
Yeah.
So it's just not as much in my wheelhouse. But Louis Anderson, a funny Louis Anderson story in my life. I went to Los Angeles. My aunt used to live in Brentwood, which is right outside of Los Angeles. She lived like around
I was like, here, Brentwood?
No, like California Brentwood. And she lived like right around the corner from the O.J. Simpson house, like the house.
What?
And
did you see Kris Jenner there?
Probably. I don't know. I should ask her.
That's definitely a Gen Z thing.
So yeah, what's interesting that you do know the connection, but when I went out to visit her a couple times in high school, and she showed me around LA. It was so cool. And one of the things we did was to go watch a taping of Family Feud, and
that's awesome.
Louis Anderson was the host of Family Feud when I went to see him there, and that's my exposure to Louis Anderson. Wasn't he the voice of a comic? Wasn't he like
I know he had a cartoon, but I
was
feel
it
like,
his cartoon?
There was a cartoon of him like when it was like Little Louie or something like that. But I think you're thinking of something else because that's sort of ringing a bell, but I can't come up with it off the top of my head.
How was watching the filming of Family Feud?
It was pretty funny. Now that you're kind of in, I guess some people would refer to this as show business. It's show business. So you get to see what goes on behind the scenes of a radio show.
Right.
So in the context of what people hear from noon to 3 over the radio, you get to see all the other things and the scrambling that goes on to put something like this together. To see almost literally behind the curtain for a television production like that. First of all, those studios are frigidly cold. They are so cold. I don't even know if it would necessarily be that way still, because they make it so cold because the lights that they use are so hot. And if you're using all LED lights now, that might not be the same way. But they keep the studio super cold so that the lights don't overpower, because the people who are behind the lights, all that heat is pouring off.
Right.
So you need to make sure that they're not like sweating their caked up makeup off.
Right.
But they have a warm-up guy who comes out before Louis Anderson or whoever the host is, Steve Harvey. They have a warm-up guy, and the warm-up guy comes out and does basically a comedy sketch for the crowd to like kind of get you in the mood.
Is there a sign that says like laugh?
They tell you to applaud. Not necessarily to laugh, but there's definitely encouragement and direction as to how they want the audience to react. But the audience is a part of the show.
Right.
So if you hear do either you watch Steve Harvey on Family Feud?
Yes, I do.
He's so funny.
Yes.
I was gonna ask you if you thought Louis did a better job.
No. Steve Harvey is very funny.
Yeah.
Facially,
I think he makes the show now. Like, I think it's still popular because of Steve Harvey.
You're
doing
basically watching Steve Harvey, like a comedy sketch by Steve Harvey, and Family Feud is just the mechanism.
I agree.
So the other thing was the way that they would film these things, and then to see how everything unfolds, and then if you see the product later, how much it's been edited and condensed so it can fit like a 22-minute episode or something like that.
That's crazy.
Have you ever seen a live taping of anything?
No, I've never been a part of that.
Have you, Anna?
No, I've always wanted to, though.
It's definitely interesting.
Would you ever go on a game show?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Which one would you want to go on?
See, I'm really good at those things on my couch.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
But if you add in the stress of being on television in front of people,
the lights,
yes, the lights, the cameras, I don't know that I'm going to a trivia night tonight, and even something like that. Like I have a lot of knowledge and information in my head, but I go to a trivia night and I feel like the dumbest person in the room because I don't know those types of things. Well, I mean, you get to see a part of that here on the show too.
Yeah.
When it comes to trivia or pop culture or something, it's like, nope, don't know that. I bet you're good at trivia, Brad.
I feel like you'd be good.
We do trivia. We used to do it once a year, a trivia fundraiser at our church, and our team won almost every year except for the last year that we had it, and we got second place and we missed out by 1 point. But
so he remembers all the details. So you do trivia.
I do trivia,
and I'm sure you take it seriously.
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
Internally.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. You might.
If you remember that you lost by 1 point, you probably take it seriously.
It was a cool 43 degrees outside.
It's not so much like
the sun set at 5:50.
I had a good team. Like
now he's defending.
Now he's going through the roster.
And I'm shocked that we lost to who we lost to.
Yeah.
Of course,
I'm
if they're
never
listening,
inviting
they know who
Susie
they are.
again.
Yeah, no kidding.
It wasn't
Steve on our
Susie.
team, he really dragged us down. He won't be back next time. We'll get first place. That 1 point, you can tag it on him. Do you like trivia, Hannah?
I do, yes.
Are you good at it?
Kind of. I feel like I'm good at like really random things. Like if I look at a topic and I'm like, oh, I think I know music, I probably like won't be good at it under pressure, but then it'll be some random question about food from the 80s and I'll get it right.
But
I'm
that's
like, okay,
perfect for
why?
trivia.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you need for a trivia team. People who know random stuff.
Well, if you want to if you want to submit a question, you've got some questions coming in, right? On the live chat?
Not a lot. We need more.
So we're doing an Ask Me Anything at 2:00 today. So in about 30 minutes from right now, we're going to do an Ask Me Anything. Is the Hannah Cam going out there?
It is not.
Hannah.
I should get it going.
Hannah Cam.
I want to eat that ice cream that we
Did
opened in
Ryan
the
get that
pre-show.
out?
I haven't. I keep asking about it. He's like, I need to eat lunch first. I'm like, I know
It's
you want the
number
ice
one thing.
cream.
He's in there right now and he's recording something for Wiggins America. And he's recording and now we're talking about him. And while we were talking about him, everybody look at him and wave. We're going to screw up his recording and he's going to redo it. Hey! He just threw his hands up in the air and walked away. Oh, Friday. Thank you for being here. We would love to answer your questions. So if you want to be a part of that, Hannah's going to be on the live chat, putting aside all of the Ask Me Anything questions. And Hannah, make your plea. Tell people to come.
Hashtag AMA on the live stream. Ask us anything. You can ask Annie directly. You can ask the crew as a whole. Ask us anything.
Okay. Sounds good. Make that comment and you'll start. All right, Hannah, thanks for coming in here. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
So we're going to also have in the 2:00 hour, is D to the C coming back in?
Yes.
So we've had a little back and forth between Wiggins, who is the imaging guy for our station, and that's shop talk for if you hear promotional commercials in between our segments that say, that maybe this is something that was discussed on the Annie Fry show, or this is something that's coming up in the future. Ryan puts those together for our station. Well, D puts those together for the urban stations, our sister stations at 104.1 and 96.3. And so they've been going back and forth, kind of throwing down with one another. And we will play for you in the 2:00 hour, Ryan's last response to D, which was, I admit, he can't hear me right now because he's recording in there. Really, really, really funny.
It was really good.
It was really funny. And he's like, you can't listen to that before we go on air with it. So I heard it live on the air and it was hilarious. D has a response to that. So we'll play both of those. So if you heard Ryan's last week and thought it was funny, we're going to have that in the 2:00 hour. So we want to make sure you stick around for that and we'll have some fun then. So stick around. We're going to be taking a break here right now. But when we come back, I'm going to get to some of the stories that we missed earlier this week. And we'll clean up some of unfinished business. So more Annie Fry show in a minute. Your Ask Me Anything questions on the live chat right now. We're going to see if we can get Hannah to set up the Hannah Cam out there. And we'll have the whole crew in the 2:00 hour. More Annie Fry show in just a minute. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
The Mark Reardon Show.
What's Mitch for? What's he for on immigration?
We're not for open borders. We're not for the mess that you have exacerbated at the border. That one's not too tough at all.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Our friends, my friends at the Closet Factory are waiting for you to reach out to them to help you with your messy space. That space could be little. It could be a whole room. It could be a whole floor in your house, like your basement. We've got a lot of toys in our basement that are in it's organized chaos, if that's even possible. There's the corner where we put these toys for the baby. There's the corner where we put the Nerf guns and the trains and that type of stuff. But they don't really have a specific place. This is a key item in my home that I'm eyeing up to have Closet Factory come back in and organize and help me get space back in my basement by giving the stuff that's sitting around its own place. The Closet Factory is a local business, and they can come into your home and give you solutions for that spare bedroom in your house. Maybe put a Murphy bed up in there and give you a whole new room back so you still have the space for guests when they come and visit, or kids when they come back from school. But now you also have a craft room, or now you also have an exercise room, or maybe a work from home office. The Closet Factory has a customized solution for your unique needs, and they're just a phone call away. 314-961-4300. 314-961-4300. Find them online at closetfactory.com.
Hey guys, it's the new year. Are you still struggling with erectile dysfunction? I've yet to meet anyone that enjoys timing those intimate moments around a pill. Well, now you don't have to. The advanced wave technology at Pineview Medical has been shown by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic to restore and even regrow blood vessels. It can improve circulation and eliminate erectile dysfunction. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED, call us in the next 2 minutes and you'll receive a consultation, assessment, and blood flow ultrasound free, plus a special gift that produces immediate results in the bedroom. You're going to love that. Trust me. This is a $600 value, free to callers now. 314-530-7777. That's 314-530-7777. Guys, get rid of your ED and get that spark back. Call Pineview Medical now to qualify. 314-530-7777.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Near historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling 866-888-LOAN or visit loandepot.com. At Loan Depot, home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
Your garage door is the largest piece of moving equipment in your home. When it needs help, call the experts at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Their certified technicians repair all brands of doors and openers, and you can even schedule evening and weekend service. Just call 314-781-5200 and always look for the red ribbon. It's your assurance you've got the genuine, the original Overhead Door, the most trusted garage door company in St. Louis since 1926. For same-day service, schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com. 314-781-5200.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. In addition to heating and cooling, Air Comfort Service also offers indoor air quality, water heater, and AeroSeal duct sealing services. Get in your comfort zone with aircomfortservice.com.
Information to keep you moving. Dependable traffic mornings and afternoons with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
I could explain to you what Ryan Wiggins is doing to this song, but it wouldn't do it justice. What are you doing? You look like a broken toy. You look like a toy with
You just named that dance.
The broken toy?
That's the broken toy
It
now.
looks like the bottom half was doing what it was supposed to, but the top just didn't have enough battery juice. Get some double A's. It ain't working quite right.
I'm just excited because we're eating some ice cream. So Ice cream makes me do that.
Do you remember the song?
No.
No?
Well, I remember you playing it, but I don't remember what
Do you know
it's
the
from.
song? What the hook gonna be? Gonna be?
What the hook gonna be?
Gonna be? I don't need
Is
no
that the hook? Or are you saying what is the
hook
hook?
on this beat. All I need is the track in the background.
Do they ever say anything in the song, or is it just instrumental?
No, I get instrumentals because it can't play the words that say.
Oh, it's a dirty song.
It's not a dirty song. It's
Sounds
just,
like
it's
it.
just an explicit at times song.
Sounds filthy.
What's the difference between dirty and explicit?
Content and words. Different.
Different content and different words?
Man,
I
gotta
don't
tell
consider myself to be a dirty person, but sometimes I use inappropriate language.
Yesterday, you guys' argument about
guys'?
cheeseburger and burger,
Mhm.
hamburger. I had multiple people say,
I had a lot of feedback on it.
"Did you too?"
Unfortunately, I mean, they all agreed with me. But I'm like,
No, they did not.
oh, I'll read them. I
Wait.
got receipts, as they say.
Did they approach you and say, hey, "You know what, Annie? I love that segment, and just so you know, we agreed with you," because they didn't want to make you mad, or were they saying, "No, Annie, I'm contacting you because I agree with you"? What is on my forehead, by the way? Oh, it's a sticker.
Cheese is melted on the hamburger. That's the reason they call it a cheeseburger. You can't take it off. Joe on Facebook. Indicating, like I said, that a hamburger and a cheeseburger are different things.
I went through a whole host of foods to try to figure out another food that was like that, where you just change the name of the food because of
the topping.
Because of the topping. And the only one that I could come up with was pizza. You know, there's a cheese pizza. It's just cheese.
Yeah, but
Pepperoni
if you
pizza.
say you want a pizza, there isn't a default understanding. There's always a follow-up question.
Yeah.
I kind of understand what you're saying, but you're like, you don't go, hey, you want to go out and get some sausage pizza?
Unless it's a euphemism.
Gosh.
I also got comments about the brat conversations from
Does-
yesterday, and I didn't appreciate those.
Doesn't take him long to turn the thing straight in the gutter.
Well, come on.
From Timothy on Facebook. It's like squares and rectangles. All cheeseburgers are hamburgers, but hamburgers aren't cheeseburgers. Again, the distinction.
Mm-hmm. But he's agreeing with me.
No, he's not.
He said
You were saying you could call a cheeseburger a hamburger.
he said all cheeseburgers are hamburgers.
That's correct, but not
That's
all.
what I said.
But I know, but you say that you eat a hamburger with cheese on it and then make fun of people who default and call that cheeseburger.
Who said I made fun of them?
It felt like it.
Wow. You read way into that.
No,
I told
no.
you at the end that I don't judge you for it. Call it what you want.
And I told you at the end that I don't care if you judge me for it. I don't need to know if you judge me
Sounds
for
like
it.
you care.
No. Ryan, you jerk for bringing this up.
Well, I want to go eat.
This is what Ryan does. He comes back in the studio. He's like, how about those hamburgers and cheeseburgers? And then while we're fighting about it, he walks away and he's eating pie.
Eating pie.
That's actually happening right now.
That's
You
actually
weren't
the
even by
idea.
your microphone.
No, I know. Well, hey, what do you guys think about The View?
You know who really reminds me of Ryan Wiggins? That Joy Behar.
I could see that.
He's cutting into Oreo pie from Annie's Frozen Custard in Edwardsville in Glen Carbon, and he has no cares in the world.
Oh.
Mac and cheese? Somebody just messaged mac and cheese. That's all they said.
Well,
touche.
Hang on now.
I don't
Hang
know-
on.
I
now.
don't know what that means.
I'm weighing in on that because do you ever
Hold
say
on.
macaroni? Do you ever just say, I'm going to have some macaroni? Yes, you do.
No,
Yeah. Why not? You don't ever, you always say mac and cheese.
I don't eat
Can you-
macaroni in any other way.
That's my point. You only eat it with cheese, but you're still saying mac and cheese. Now-
Because it's mac and cheese.
What?
I don't think you're making
I
that
don't
point. Go back
understand.
to your Oreo pie. You're delirious. What? He's so happy right now. He doesn't even know what he's saying. He can't even think straight.
What's up with
Wait a
those-
second. She went and got this pie. You said, yeah, go get the pie. You made Hannah go get the pie. You came over and you nicely cut a piece for yourself and walked away.
You said let's eat it during the segment.
I'm saying ladies first, dude.
All right, here.
No,
I
you
put my
hadn't-
fingers
I would
in it.
also
Listen,
like to say that I was getting ready to cut the pie,
Yeah,
and
he
then
took
Ryan
it.
walked over and
Yes.
was like, "Okay, come on."
You
Yeah.
weren't moving fast
Get
enough.
out of
It
the way,
was
Hannah.
really, really rude. Look at that big bite that he just shuffled into his mouth. All right. One bite. Most people know the rules. I said it that way, so it's not copyrighted. Annie's Frozen Custard, Glen Carbon, Illinois, was part of our unboxing before the show. We unboxed an ice cream pie as well as some quarts from Annie's, among some other things that we're going to talk about in the 2 o'clock hour. Oreo ice cream pie from Annie's Frozen Custard. Ryan?
It's excellent. It's got an Oreo crust. It's got Oreo on top of it and the cookies and cream flavor in the vanilla ice cream.
It's delicious, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
All right, we'll get a review here also from Hannah in a moment. The point is that you can
call it
have
cookies and cream
hamburger.
pie.
It's hamburger is one thing and a cheeseburger is another.
So do you go up to this and you just go, "Oh, there's a pie"?
I don't do that, but I could.
I don't even have a point. I'm
I'm
asking
aware.
questions with emphasis to
Cut
make it
that
sound
part
like I
where he
do.
says I don't even have a point because I'm going to need that later. Because you say that like it's unusual. It's delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, even with the mac and cheese comment, I didn't know what point I was trying to make.
I know,
I was
'cause
just
there was
saying,
none.
yeah, you're right. I was just trying to get you going so I could eat. And
That's
it
what I
kinda
said.
worked.
I explained that on the air to the people.
It kind of worked. And you guys did a great job last segment of messing me up while I was in the
Are you
other
right?
room recording.
All right, let me ask you about this. Did you hear this story or see this video? It's floating around social media where there is a reporter from West Virginia reporting in a weather incident. And this happens. This is crazy.
3's Tori Yorkie joins us now live in Dunbar. And Tori, they're not seeing any flakes, but wet roads. And now we're starting to experience, unfortunately, in freeze thaw, we see this, water main breaks.
Got hit by a car, but I'm okay. I just got hit by a car, but I'm okay, Tim.
That's the first for you
I'm
on
okay.
TV, Tori.
Woo! We're all good. I'm okay. Yeah, that's live TV for you. It's all good. I actually got hit by a car in college too, just like that.
Wow.
I am so glad I'm okay.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're okay. We're all good. This is oh, you know what? It's
Did it
one
hit her
minute
again?
Okay, Tori.
We're good, Tim.
What?
Did it hit her again at the end?
No.
No.
She's doing a live report and a car. The way I viewed it looked like a car lost control and just kind of coasted into her. I don't feel like a car like motored down purposely, but she's doing a stand up and the car comes from behind her. I saw some people say like, why didn't the cameraman say anything? Most people who do these types of hits now, they're almost all what are referred to as backpack journalists. She set up her own camera. She's doing a report. It could just be her, which I question the safety of that in many capacities, but she gets mowed down. And I'm thinking of being that host. I almost feel like he stayed in character. I almost wanted to see some humanity from him.
I know why. I thought she did too. She seemed like she should have said, "You know what? Hang on a second. I got hit by a car." But she was like, "Well, I'm live reporting.
Like, why
that
did
I
they
got hit."
Why did they stay with it
I don't know.
for as long as they did?
Yeah, the guy goes, "Are you okay, Tori?"
Yeah. Well, he
You
says
all right there?
he says to her, and I listen, folks. I understand that when something like this happens, I very personally understand that when something happens in the moment, in the live moment, and you have to like, if I stop talking, I can't stop talking. If something crazy happened right now, if Ryan like just passed out or whatever, I would have to get us to a break so that we could assess the situation. I just can't stop what I'm doing. I have to get us quickly into a place where we can take care of Ryan and whatever he would need. I don't understand why he didn't automatically go, you know what? We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to make sure that what's her name, Tori or whatever, is okay. He goes, oh, well, that must be a first for you on live television. That's what he says.
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, actually, this happened to me in college. She says this because he said this is a first for you in live television. I mean, like, how many people have been hit by a car just casually, regardless of whether or not cameras were rolling?
Like he's saying, well, that's just a rite of passage. We've all been hit by a car.
Yeah.
You just got your first
He
one,
said
Tori.
from the temperature-controlled studio.
I remember those days getting hit by cars.
It's so weird.
I'm past that now, though.
Listen to this man dressed as a clown talking here.
Request of Ronald Grimaldi to address council regarding intersectionality and equity issues.
Good morning, Ronald. How are you today?
As a clown, I certainly don't feel underrepresented in local government and law enforcement. It's just that the measures taken to benefit me and people of my motley profession and identity feel unsatisfactory and inconsequential. Since I already know that Mr. Wheeler will take great actions after having listened to my statements, I, as a member of the Clowning Society of America, would like to nominate Mr. Edward Tevis Wheeler for Clown of the Year and immediately instate him as an honorary clown commission. The Clowning Society of America stands with you, Mr. Wheeler. Thank you. I yield the rest of my time.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
Man dressed as clown says he doesn't feel underrepresented in government. Wait. Before we go to a break, I have to follow that up with the only possible
Here's the thing. I say to my members on a regular basis when we gather in caucus, and as you know, sometimes it's hybrid these days, but anytime we have gathered in caucus, when we're actually virtually or hybrid, I've said to them, under this roof, figuratively or actually, is the greatest collection of intellect, integrity, and imagination for doing the right thing for the American people.
Okay. All righty then.
Was a clown talking about intersectionality at the beginning of that? What was happening?
Are you talking about Nancy Pelosi or the actual clown?
The actual clown. Nancy Pelosi, that was highbrow comedy.
Request of Ronald Grimaldi to address council regarding intersectionality and equity issues.
Good morning, Ronald. How are you today?
Ronald.
As a clown, I certainly don't feel underrepresented in local government and law enforcement.
He made a funny joke.
Nancy Pelosi says that their caucus represents the greatest collection of intellect and integrity and imagination.
Did you catch my joke?
I did.
Okay, just making sure.
Right? It becomes less funny every time you make sure people know what you're joking about.
Well, you know, the clip played. I just wanted to make sure we all heard that I said there was highbrow comedy.
The people heard.
Okay. As long as the people, capital T, capital
Each time people heard.
Okay, good.
Are you ready for 2:00?
That's a great transition. Just a reminder, you can get this hour on the Odyssey app and rewind and hear any of it too.
Yeah, like his stupid highbrow comment.
That's right. You knew right where I was going with that.
I did. I scooped you.
Yep, good
Just
job.
like you're scooping that Annie's frozen.
Oh my gosh, this is good stuff. Man, it's strong.
Earlier this week, I did a tease, which is where I tell you something that you want to hear so that you keep listening. It's all a ruse, people. You know this. And we went to break, and Ryan's like, that was really good radio that you just did. Like you were.
No, I said it's almost as if you're a professional broadcaster.
That is what you said.
Yeah.
I am.
I know.
And you've been on this show for years.
It's inherently
Thanks
funny.
for finally recognizing it, that this is how we feed our families. 2:00 hour coming up next on a Friday. You know what that means. Hold on tight, folks. We'll be right back.
This is a place where your daily experience is the focus. A stunning locale of exceptional care and attention, where community comes together and new friendships form, where activities are limitless and amenities unsurpassed, and where you are surrounded by excellence. This is Allegro Richmond Heights. Assisted living, memory care. Live beautifully. For a tour, call 314-202-5989 or visit allegroliving.com.
Home warranty. I know, right? Buying coverage for appliances, your heater and AC, etc. from a company that hopes you never ever have a claim or call. Let me introduce you to a real home warranty company, the kind that actually wants to help you. Upkeep Home Warranty and Maintenance. Upkeep visits your home 4 times a year to maintain your appliances and equipment. You will never get a lack of maintenance denial because Upkeep does the maintenance. Also nice, Upkeep assigns you one point person to help you. You won't be passed around like an office hot potato, and you won't get subcontractors. Upkeep does all their work, so there's no blame game. Just experts helping you. Visit upkeepstl.com today and type in 971 for $100 off. Don't be denied. Instead, be relieved. Upkeep Home Warranty and Maintenance. 636-387-7331.
Keep up your home with Upkeep. Keep up your home with Upkeep. Keep up your home with Upkeep, and you'll have a happy home.
Sell your car the easy way at Bommarito. No matter what kind of vehicle you have or what shape it's in, car, truck, van, or SUV, just go to Bommarito.com. Answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll give you an instant real purchase offer. Then we'll come to you, or you come to us, and we'll pay you on the spot. So when you're ready to sell your vehicle, go to Bommarito first. A better experience, a better price, better service. The automotive leader, Bommarito, Missouri's #1 automotive group, open 24/7 at Bommarito.com.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bommarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
The president's message to mayors. Elisa Brady, Fox News, addressing the U.S. Conference of Mayors today.
You know what it means to solve real problems, to be held accountable for the people you serve.
President Biden also emphasizing support for fighting crime, saying we shouldn't be cutting funding for police departments. No sign of de-escalation. That from the Pentagon a short time ago, saying Russia continues to have a sizable force presence near the Ukrainian border. The top U.S. diplomat meeting with his Russian counterpart today in Geneva. Fox's Greg Palcott is in the Ukrainian capital, Kiev.
Officials here are a bit more reassured after that high-level meeting today of Antony Blinken and Sergei Lavrov, but still nervous as well. The gap between the two sides remains wide, Blinken demanding Russia pull back its troops, Lavrov saying they're not invading. Russia sticking to demands that NATO stay out of Ukraine and its U.S.-led troops leave Eastern Europe. Those are non-starters for the U.S.
President Biden plans a weekend meeting with his national security team at Camp David. On Monday, the U.S. and NATO kick off long-planned naval drills in the Mediterranean Sea. Tens of thousands of abortion opponents converging on Washington for the 49th annual March for Life, hoping for a big win this year in court.
The Supreme Court is now poised to potentially walk back the constitutional right to abortion as established by Roe v. Wade in 1973. That'll be determined by a ruling on a Mississippi case in the spring. The rally and march on the National Mall takes place a day after the court denied a request to have the case surrounding Texas's controversial 6-week abortion ban returned to a federal district judge. So that ban does remain in place. The March for Life concludes in front of the Supreme Court. Organizers say enthusiasm has reached a record level.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff in D.C. Abortion rights advocates say women's rights are at stake, urging new state laws to protect access to abortion even if Roe is overturned. America is listening to Fox News.
Give your heart some love with circulation-boosting bioactives, proven to improve blood flow for better oxygen and nutrient delivery. Boost circulation from day one for better cardiovascular performance that keeps improving over time. Try CocoVia Cardio Health Supplement, available as capsule or a powder. Visit cocovia.com today. That's COCOAVIA.com. And use coupon code RADIO20 to get 20% off your order. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease.
Why does Walgreens offer copays as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Tons of sunshine this afternoon, light winds, but it's still very cold even for this time of year. 28 will do it for the high. Remember, the middle of winter is February 2nd, so we still have a long way to go. Clear skies, 15 tonight, 38, partly sunny Saturday afternoon, 38 again on Sunday, but dropping temperatures during the afternoon with a couple of snow flurries. This is 97.1 FM Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Want to listen to 97.1 outside the listening area? There's an app for that. Download the Odyssey app, and one tap will turn the station on.
If you want to wear a mask, but don't tell parents that their kids have to.
The problem in New York City, in Manhattan, in those boroughs, is not white supremacy, it's crime.
In order to give someone the benefit of the doubt, they have to have given you a reason that they deserve that benefit, and he does not.
The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk.
Let's start off the new year with a new coat of paint. It's Mark Reardon for CertaPro Painters, and let's make 2022 the year you transform your home with some new colors and expert professional painting. CertaPro can make it happen, and the quality of the work will blow you away. One of my favorite parts of hiring CertaPro is I don't have to do the work myself. These are professional painters, and they can help you bring your vision of color to life. Schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters.
Take a moment and rate your lifestyle on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is a life that's nothing like the life you were promised after getting good grades, a college degree, and a good job in corporate America. 10 is the life of your dreams. If you answered anything less than a 10, tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Tune in to the Del Walmsley Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. Weeknights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Home values have skyrocketed.
And Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low 1.875% rate.
I'm James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak. With our low rates and your increased equity, you can make home improvements or pay off debt.
Woo-hoo! Plus, skip your next 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Lending, join my blues.
NMLS 114937, 1.875% fixed, 2.952% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
Worried about what you're breathing in? With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage, Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Listen on the Odyssey app and rewind whenever you'd like. Or catch up on entire shows within 24 hours of air. 97.1 FM Talk. Experience the rewind with the Odyssey app. This hour of the Annie Fry Show is sponsored by the Loading Dock, with a unique and beautiful ice skating rink to enjoy this time of year. Go to GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Love having you here on a Friday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. A reminder, you can watch us on the live cam, the Annie Fry YouTube channel, the Annie Fry Show Facebook page, because right now we're going to do a little bit of Ask Me Anything. Hannah's in the room with us along with Trisha. Trisha, hi, how are you? Welcome back.
Hi, Annie. I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
Doing fine.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Rob's not in today, but he would say outstanding, still improving. But maybe not, because I think he's sick. So
Yeah, he's getting worse. This week only.
Momentarily.
Yeah.
Hannah, you got some Ask Me Anything questions for the room?
I do. Let's see. I guess we can start out with who has got a better chance of winning in 2024, Trump or anyone other than Biden?
Who has a better Trump or?
Ooh, that's an interesting phrasing of that question. Who's a better chance of winning? Anybody or the other guy?
It's from G-Wibs on YouTube. So what he means there is Trump or
The field.
of Democrats.
I'm assuming.
So let's make that the question. If it's Trump versus Democrat, who's got a better chance? Brad, you want to go first?
Not really, but I will.
Okay. You have a qualifier every time I ask you a
Yeah.
question. There's never an answer.
Got to qualify it so I have time to think.
Well, then you can just say, go to Ryan.
Go to Ryan.
Ryan?
Trump. Brad?
Trump.
There you go.
I'll go. Trump.
You think Trump?
Thank you.
Trump.
What if it's Michelle Obama?
What if it's any other Democrat? And I'm thinking about
Ryan,
somebody.
that's the question.
No, but the Democrats we're all talking about, it's a no. It's no Biden, no Kamala Harris, no Hillary Clinton. Michelle Obama is an interesting
Michelle
one.
Obama is included in anybody but Biden that's a Democrat.
I'm thinking more like a Cory Booker, somebody that's kind of off the radar,
well,
but
that would
exists.
qualify.
What do you think about, let's say Trump versus Cory Booker then? What do you think about that?
Trump. Cory Booker's a disaster.
Okay.
Yeah, Trump.
Okay.
Well, all of those people.
I asked a very valid question, and you hijacked it to reiterate what the initial question was.
Okay.
And then you said that the only option was Cory Booker.
I'll answer your valid question.
Thank you.
Trump.
Over Michelle Obama?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't either. That's like the Biden thing going into this. They ran their Cory Bookers, and they ended up with Joe Biden because they needed somebody with a likability factor, and they thought he had it.
Mm-hmm.
And he did enough to get us here.
But I'll counter that and say
she definitely does.
She does have that. But imagine her in debates. I don't think she's got the chops to do it.
I do.
Here's the thing, though. I think regardless if she has the chops or not, Joe Biden didn't have the chops, but he looked weak.
He was
sauce.
chosen.
Yeah, and he looked soft. And people didn't like Trump beating up on him. People aren't going to like Trump beating up on Michelle Obama.
Which is why, if it's Trump versus anybody in the Democratic Party, which includes, other than Biden, which includes Kamala and Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama and even Cory Booker. Did you say Cory Booker?
Yeah, I think so.
You didn't say Cory. You didn't mean Cory Bush.
No,
I think I said Cory Bush.
Okay.
I confused
it. Okay. Well, I was going to say, those are
But
two
not
different
her
people.
either.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Bush,
My
how you
professional
really
opinion.
feel.
See, when you say that, they can't quote you.
Bush 2024.
Conservative radio host said,
Yeah. PBH. BBPP.
Okay, we have another good question.
Wait a second. We didn't hear what you think.
I said Trump.
Yeah,
You think Trump over any Democrat?
Oh yeah. This is an important one.
Look at Hannah keeping the show on track.
Thank you, Hannah.
We're like, no, we want to rag on this a little bit more, and she's like, we need to move people.
No,
Keep it
move
going.
along.
Yeah, chop chop. I
Should
love it.
toilet paper hang over or under the roll?
Over, duh.
Over, no.
under. We did this.
Under. You have cats.
Nope, I don't.
Over
1,000%. I get angry. when
Hannah,
it's under.
fight Trisha. Go.
Wait. What is the rationale?
Hold on,
for
let me
under?
adjust the cams.
I don't know. That's just how I do it.
Exactly.
Do you deliberately do it under?
Yes.
See, I just throw it on there. Whatever happens, happens. But then when I look,
What do you mean? We know what happens.
no, I don't mean like, well, here's what happens in the bathroom, and if that's what happens, then that's what
I
happens.
think it's easy.
I mean,
Well, you have a highbrow way of talking about your toilet paper.
when you put it on the roll, when you put the roll on the holder, I don't look to see ahead of time if I'm putting it on right. But then when I put it on wrong,
Somebody
I
is.
know that it's wrong.
Yeah,
Right?
I bet. Does your wife have a preference?
Not really. No. I've got my little guy bathroom in the basement that's mine. And so I stay away from her world.
Guy.
Because I don't want to know what goes on
it's
in
where
there.
he poops.
It's a real thing. And shaves, I'm sure.
I have a
That's
guy
right.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hannah, it is important to have two restrooms in your relationship.
I will note that.
Does your husband have a guy bathroom?
I tell him he does, but he
just poops all over the place.
Just use any bathroom he wants.
Jared, I'm so sorry.
Free for all at the Fry house.
really?
My husband, I've tried.
Oh, he's bending over.
And
again. What's he doing? Honey, this is the living room.
Wrong bathroom.
Just go out on the deck at least.
We don't have a deck right now. It's like that's a death trap.
Just open the back door then.
Okay.
Hold on. I will say in my husband's defense, this is very frustrating for me, but also in the scheme of things, partly attractive to me that he won't let me tell him where to go.
Okay.
He's literally said, no, this is my house too. I'll go.
Man, what a rebel. That guy will not poop where I tell him. I think I might love that man.
I always want. I'm so sorry.
Listen, honey, if you're going to marry me, we're going to lay on some ground rules and you're going to know where to poop.
This is so
You can't,
awful.
you can't tell me. You can't tell me where to poop.
Chris from Facebook says,
Jared, will you message me
My
if you're
gosh,
listening?
He's like
Just
a
know
modern
that
day
it's okay.
James Dean.
Ladies love a bad boy.
I want him to go to the kids' bathroom. And he's like, I don't want to go in that bathroom. It's gross.
I'm telling him to go to the kids' table to poop.
It's not like a kid. There's a Mickey Mouse shower curtain. But who cares?
Apparently you do.
Yeah, and you'd think that'd be enough.
Not going to the bathroom where you want me to. put on my leather jacket. And I'm just gonna ride.
He gets on his motorcycle and goes down the hallway.
Yeah, goes
If you love
down
me,
the street.
people
to
who
the
know
BP.
me and have my husband's contact information, do not tell him that this happened, because what ends up happening is he starts getting messages
He
and then
drops a couple of rabbits on the on the rug.
get out of here. No. If he's not listening right now, he doesn't need to be listening. And if you've ever cared about me in my life, don't tell him what's going on. I'm talking to you, Eric. It's your birthday. Just because it's your birthday, don't tell my husband.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Yeah, everybody tell
And
Eric.
that's kind of the
happy
point
birthday,
of
Eric.
this whole segment, isn't it? Happy birthday, Eric.
Circle.
I told him I
Chris
would tell
from
him happy
Facebook
birthday.
says your wife lets you go inside with a question mark.
When it's this cold.
Wait a second, though. I mean, the separation of bathrooms should be like in the prenup, if that's the only thing that's in the prenup.
I agree. That's a fact.
You're the one who did you ask for that to be your man bathroom in the basement, or were you told this is your man bathroom in the basement?
No, it just happens naturally.
It does.
Doesn't it?
It does happen
Right?
naturally. Mhm. We
Just
have the
one
exact
bathroom.
same
You just
setup.
when you walk in, you go, "That's not." The woman says, "That's not the one I'm going to use," and the man says, "Well, then I'll use that one."
I said this one is mine. It's closer to our room and
It's closer to
warmer,
heaven.
It's completely
nicer
more
up here.
convenient
Yeah.
for both of us, so obviously it would be mine.
So I'm gonna keep this one, and you can go downstairs.
He still hasn't messaged me. I think I'm okay.
Okay, good. Good thing we don't have a podcast.
He doesn't listen to the podcast. There's no time for that.
Can't
He
find
hears
it on the
he hears
Odyssey app.
plenty of me. He needs no
You can find it on the
podcast.
Odyssey app.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get home and see my wife and then listen to her for 3 hours.
If you wanted to, you could listen to the Annie Fry Show podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast, though. If you wanted to, but Jared does not. So please do not reach out to him. Eric,
Okay.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Again,
Eric.
right. Back to
Mhm.
the real point here.
Mhm.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
We have another question.
Thank
for
you,
ready
Hannah.
For that?
Okay.
There we go.
Thank you, Hannah.
Okay, Dan from YouTube asks, when is the Annie Fry Fortnite tournament happening?
Have you ever played Fortnite?
No.
No?
But I'm familiar with it.
Have you ever played video games?
Yes.
It's like a language. You've got to kind of, you don't have to know how to play a specific video game, but you have to know how to play video games. Are you
Yes, I can do that.
experienced?
Mhm.
So, Ryan, if we were to play Fortnite and stream it on our Twitch channel, would you be able to join us to do that? It's free.
As long do I need equipment? Do I have to
You
download
can do it on the
anything?
computer,
or-
right?
Yeah, you can play on the computer.
Do you have an actual like PC or whatever
Yeah.
computer set up at home? Because we don't.
And
we
a
have
laptop,
We
too.
have laptops. It'd be hard to play on laptop. I've tried.
Okay.
But I mean, like, what do you need, Brad?
To
Mouse?
play it, yeah, mouse, keyboard, or a controller, or whatever. Whatever your desired.
We play
input
on
device
Switch
is.
because it's my kids. So we play in Switch. Were you playing on your computer?
Yes.
Can I play for free on an Xbox?
Yes.
Okay, I can play.
Sweet.
I don't know about Ryan, but I can play.
Hannah?
I will hijack Mr. Wonderful's Xbox and play.
Mr. Wonderful.
Is that what we're calling him?
Yeah. Where did
The
this come
taco-
from?
The
Brad?
Taco
That was
Bell
my
eater?
bad.
Yes, Taco Bell, Mr. Wonderful. Brad has been saying Mr. Wonderful. Annie and Ryan have been saying Taco Bell, and I switched it up.
Mr. Wonderful. I like it.
I don't know why she would choose Mr. Wonderful for her boyfriend
I-
over the Taco Bell guy.
I
Because I feel bad. I was totally like,
I like Mr. Wonderful because I can tell it really bothers Ryan.
No, that doesn't bother me.
All he's thinking about is how wonderful is this guy anyway?
I know.
How wonderful could one man truly be?
That's true. If I ever meet your boyfriend, I will shake his hand, but I will be sizing him up. Because that's what I mean, that's what I do every day with Brad. You know that, Brad.
Brian, they
we
were
walk by
comparing
the
pocket knives
The first
earlier.
time we walk by each other in the hall, it's like, oh, how are you? Okay, good. And then it's like, okay, we're friends now.
All right.
Ryan did that like look down and look up real quick thing. You know what people do? They're like, yeah.
Yeah, the
what's
girls
up?
in here know that. Not from Ryan.
When I was walking down the hallway, that's what he did to me. I was
Sorry,
like, Ryan.
I didn't mean to imply that.
Every guy does that.
I just
Mr.
mean
Taco
I didn't mean
Wonderful.
casually.
I
Hey,
love that.
Trisha,
Yes.
Ryan, I can't even say this with a straight face. Brad and Ryan are slow dancing to Still the One. Who leads?
Brad.
I think so too.
I think it's pretty clear that that's not going to happen or would ever
That's
happen.
why we're just
And so
pontificating.
it's a worthless hypothetical. That would never happen.
Is Trisha right?
Did I hurt your feelings?
Just admit that Trisha's right, and we'll move on.
No.
See, this is what a leader does. He just told you what to think, just to say it out loud so that we could continue.
No. This is Hannah. What's the next one?
Is Trisha not right?
There's no right answer to that question. You're phrasing it in a way that I have to answer it because you're really good at this. But no.
I just want you to advocate for why you would lead.
We all know who wears the pants in Brian.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's gross. That's not something you say.
It's something Brad says because he's a leader and you're a follower.
Making you uncomfortable, Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it is.
What do
All
you got,
right,
Hannah?
our good friend Balls asks, who is the best all-around athlete in the world, and what sport do they play?
Don't say good friend Balls.
What if he
Best
is?
friend. He's our best friend.
He's my buddy.
He's my best friend.
Like, we're buds in real life.
I know, but never mind.
Ryan and Balls are dancing. Who leads?
No. Well, clearly I'm wearing the pants.
Balls is leading that too.
I'm just not on board with this. I hope you guys are having a good time.
Okay, best athlete.
Clearly.
And what sport do they play?
I don't know.
Oh my.
Tom Brady, I guess.
Tom Brady. What's he play?
I think he plays the football, clearly.
The less Ryan knows about a subject, the more he goes into that voice.
My highbrow Nancy Pelosi voice.
Yeah. Highbrow?
Yeah,
Like-
highbrow. Yeah, highbrow.
Oh.
Yeah. See? Double.
Yeah, I
Double
see.
meaning.
It's funny because her eyebrows are
Michael
high.
No,
Jordan.
you got it. Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean-
I thought it was current.
He didn't give a.
I don't think there's that many rules.
Yeah.
You sound like
Just
Brad.
answer
You
it.
sound like Brad. I ask a question, and he's like, "Well, I need to know these 4, 5, 6 stipulations before I can answer the question." And now I know because he just admitted he's stalling.
Well, if it's not current, then I'd say Arnold Palmer or something.
Great drink.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're
You know what
welcome.
an Arnold Palmer is?
I do.
You know what a John Daly is?
I do.
What's a John Daly?
It's
I've
an
never heard of
Arnold
that.
Palmer with some booze in it.
Oh yeah.
Little bit of
Yeah.
Oh,
vodka.
that's kind of funny too.
Yep.
You know what a Ryan Wiggins is? Half sweet tea, half Fanta orange soda.
Do you really drink that?
Yes,
You
I
just
do.
Make that up
No.
on the
How
spot.
would I
and give it
make
a
that up
name?
that fast?
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. It has kind of a weird.
Oh,
It's a orange soda, but with a weird aftertaste.
Like there's something wrong with your tea.
Yeah, kind of. It's really good.
Yum.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Okay.
what do you think?
I think it's Cristiano Ronaldo, and he plays soccer.
Oh.
Over Messi.
Over Messi.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
a challenge. Aren't you the one who
Absolutely.
said that you don't know sports, but you know soccer?
Mhm. Well, I don't know soccer either, but if I did,
You know more of it than I do.
Yeah.
You just,
But it's
I
the
know
best-
that's the question.
It's the best all-around athlete, and he could excel at whatever sport he plays.
I was just going to say there's only one soccer player I know, but I can't even remember what Beckham's first name is.
David.
David.
I wouldn't guess
And
that.
he married a
Spice Girl. I can talk about
That's
that
how we
all
know about
day.
David Beckham.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's not all I know about David Beckham.
What else do
Oh,
you know,
see
Annie?
him without his shirt, huh?
He's a close second to Mr. Wonderful.
She wants to paint him.
No, I don't want to be.
Put away some Taco Bell too.
No, let's get this right. Ryan wants to paint David Beckham. He's not turning that down.
No, you guys and your fake news narratives.
You got one more real quick before we go to break?
Somebody asked, "What's with the stocking hats today for me and you?"
It's cold.
True.
And we
Cold
put
inside.
and we put our hats on, and then our hair becomes hat hair, and then you figure you just hide that from the people. Ryan,
I think the people deserve to see what your head looks like today. The people
my
demand
head
it.
looks the way my head normally looks. My hair?
Let us be the judge.
All right. In the break,
All right.
Hannah, I'll take mine off if you'll take off your
Not
hat.
happening.
Take them off.
Come on. Okay. All right. Let's take a quick break. It's getting angry here. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show. Threatening, throttling, or outright censorship. Not here. This is the place for ideas. 97.1 FM Talk. Right here, right now.
It's cold outside and your comfort zone is definitely inside. But if it's not heating in your home or your place of business the way it's supposed to be, you need to call Air Comfort Service, and now's a great time to have them come out and have your heating system checked. Why? Because they've shaved $40 off the price of this visit, and it's $53. Why $53? Because they're celebrating 53 years of business in St. Louis. It's a great opportunity to get your furnace checked with the very best in the St. Louis region. Air Comfort Service has wonderful workers, staff, great people, and it's run by great people. Corey Malone and his family are wonderful and have been great supporters of 97.1 and the Annie Fry Show for years. If you need your system checked, do it right now for the low and limited price at $53 and find out how to get everything back up and running the way it's supposed to be. They'll treat you fairly. They'll give you options, and you'll be working with good people. 314-513-0091. 314-513-0091. AirComfortService.com.
Find podcasts for your passions on Odyssey.
Like the award-winning Fresh Air with NPR's Terry Gross.
Kieran Culkin, welcome. I love the show.
I'm engaged and I care about these characters. I don't like them, but I care to see what happens with them.
Or The 11th.
Bringing you true, unexpected stories.
And experience the new podcast movie thriller Ghostwriter.
Starring Kate Mara and Adam Scott.
Maybe it's not a whodunit. If we know who the killer is all along, the real mystery is why.
Find all the podcasts that matter to you in a universe of audio.
Odyssey.
Mark Cox here, inviting you to the next Protecting Your Retirement educational event with the Retirement Advisory Group. It's January 25th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Join me, Annie Fry, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you concerned how inflation might affect the stock market and your retirement accounts? Did you know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your 401k tax-free and generate more income than most investment options? Are you worried you won't have enough income to retire comfortably and live the same lifestyle as you are now? Do you also know how to protect your nest egg from market losses and still have growth potential? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisor of my show, Thomas Helbig, along with me, Annie Fry, and Mark Reardon, Tuesday, January 25th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com.
Jewels on Hampton and St. Louis Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, coins, flatware, and fine watches on site. Jewels on Hampton is a premier jeweler featuring Alvanza's jewel art designs with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jewels on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, coins, flatware, and fine watches. Bring in your collectibles and clocks and sports memorabilia and figurines too. Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa, and jewelsonhampton.com. Call them at 314-752-5000, 314-752-5000, and jewelsonhampton.com. Jewels on Hampton.
Hi, this is Andrea from Best Buy Flooring. Are you fed up with those old, worn-out, ugly floors? Let us show you our huge selection of carpet, vinyl, tile, laminate, and hardwood, all in stock. Can't find it here? We can special order your dream floor. Need it installed? Let our professional installers do it for you. We have the lowest prices in town. Open daily, 2 locations, Hazelwood, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Illinois. Online at bestbuyflooringstl.com. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
Whistle loud and loud, just hum a merry tune. Just do your best to take a rest and sing yourself a song.
Yeah, everything good?
I finished the pie.
He ate a lot of pie.
And then forgot that I might be developing a lactose intolerance.
So much pie.
It was good though, wasn't it?
Oh, he's going to blow up that downstairs bathroom.
The man bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why there are 2.
That's right.
If you have a work set up where there are multiple bathrooms and you pass somebody in the hallway that's like headed to that area, is that awkward?
You know what they're doing.
Well,
yeah.
D to the C is in here. You know.
Is it awkward to ask them?
I mean, do
it
you?
just depends on how fast they're walking.
Hold the door.
You know, if they got that swift walk, you know, and your butt cheeks are clenched a little bit, yeah, just open the door, let them go on in, do their thing.
I
Just
used to
move.
I used to catch people going up to the gym bathroom. There's a bathroom upstairs at the gym, and I knew they weren't up there working out.
No.
And they'd go in and they'd use the
Like,
bathroom and they'd come back
hey.
out, and then we'd have that moment where
Yeah.
it was like
Quickest
lock eyes.
workout ever.
Might have been
Nobody
a
works
workout.
out in a tie.
Might have been a workout. You don't know. How you doing, Ryan?
I didn't know this was happening.
What?
Well, D to the C's here, so I'm assuming
Are you
that
nervous?
you guys have a
Are you a little-
response.
Are you a little uncomfortable?
I
What do you
should have
mean?
known.
Wait.
Mhm.
Stop, Mr. Wiggins. What do you mean by it? They have a response. It's
I said you.
me.
Yeah,
I
it
did-
is him. You
I
said
think
that.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous, but I should have known that this was happening because in the break room earlier,
Mhm.
Dave Glover walked up to me and said, "Hey, I heard the big D's going to beat you up after school today." And I seriously went, "What the heck are you talking? What's the big D?"
God, I love that Glover
How
guy.
did he answer that question?
He goes, "D to the C." I thought big D would have implied D to the C. I was like, well, no. So we really kind of got caught up on the semantics of the words more than what was coming.
And you still didn't know
And
what was happening after that?
Why would Dave Glover know? I guess you guys shared this with him too.
We tell him
What
everything.
is you
Yeah.
guys? It's not you guys. It's D.
Right? Everybody in the room knew this was
He
happening.
gets
except
this
me.
dude gets all the credit and all the blame.
It's
Okay.
all me, brother. I
Okay.
put this together in an hour yesterday. I was like, yes.
In an hour?
He called me out of my
Chop,
office.
chop.
I get a text message. He's like, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." He's like, "Stop by."
Yeah.
Like, come on down. And he's like, "You got to hear this."
Was it good?
It was good, but I don't want to give anything away.
I
So
bet it's terrible.
So
You better hope it's
just to let the
terrible.
cat out the bag, I did let two people hear it.
I didn't hear it. I haven't heard it yet. Ryan hasn't heard it yet.
Oh, it's a surprise for you.
Two
Oh,
people, me
love.
and D.
Trisha,
I've
No,
heard it.
Trish
You've heard it?
actually heard it too.
So this is a response. Now, as I'm going to reiterate here for folks who have no idea what we're talking about, both Ryan and D to the C do imaging here at Odyssey St. Louis. Ryan does for this station. Someone allowed him to do that, Steve Moore. And D to the C.
Way to go there, Stevie boy.
He was having a rough night bender, and he's like, you know what we should do? We should make Ryan do the imaging on the station. Make it so.
Yeah, that's right. I got my job because the boss was drunk.
Classic.
Yeah. Classic Wiggins.
Classic Wiggins.
Came in for the interview, slipped him a Mickey.
Oh, boy.
So D to the C does
Too
for
bad.
104.1 and 96.3, and you do some for the other stations too, right?
Yeah.
So they do the same jobs, but different stations. Let's play Ryan's response to D to the C's initial throwdown challenge of who could do better imaging. It is a battle royale, so to speak. Let's listen to Ryan's from last week here first.
D to the C is a guest on the Annie Fry Show at times, but can we really trust him? He claims he's going to bring the smoke.
We want the smoke.
But all the American people have gotten is some bans on vaping.
It doesn't have to be this way. Change starts with us.
Ryan Wiggins wants to make every day a party.
Let's raise the roof, you guys.
D to the C just points out the leaks in the roof and says we should fix them.
Wants to fix the roof?
Ryan Wiggins loves renting motor scooters and having fun at the beach. D to the C has never stated his opinion about motor scooters.
Never stated his opinion about motor scooters?
There's reason to believe D to the C isn't even his birth name, and that it's Lance. Lance? The choice is clear.
Let's raise the roof, you guys.
Ryan Wiggins for Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
The only natural conclusion
Wow.
that you could draw is
Wow.
wow.
This isn't even his
Yeah,
real
the Chief
name.
Justice of the Supreme Court kind of surprises you at the end there, doesn't
Did
it?
it surprise you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote it. That just kind of flowed out. You
All
know?
right. So Lance has a response.
Yeah, let's hear it, Lance.
Bring it.
Bring it.
Just bring it.
Okay. Let's rock and roll here.
We want the smoke. What you need to do now is go
to the next level.
What's that?
Begging. You need to do some serious begging.
We want smoke. D to the C is a guest on the Annie Fry Show at times.
Another voice?
Hey, hold on, Mr. Big Voice Guy. Who invited you to this battle? Certainly you don't want the smoke.
He shot, then I shot. As you can see, I cold smoke this.
But let me bring my voice in. The voice of the city. Heard on our sister station.
This the dude right here?
Yep, that's him.
Him?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, big voice guy. We do this too. Yeah, voiceover. Since you want to jump my man D to the C on Mr. Wiggins' team, we extend the offer to you. If you want the smoke.
Why about yourself? You drive. What about yourself?
Bro, face it. They can't even get your name right on the air.
Hey, St. Louis, it's good to be back. It's Dana Lash with The Dana Show here weeknights at 8 beginning mid-August. Tune in to Kyle Wiggins.
What the hell?
Tune in to Kyle Wiggins.
I know we had to do a remix, right?
Let's sweat.
Kyle Wiggins. Kyle Wiggins. Kyle Wiggins. Kyle Wiggins. Kyle Wiggins. Kyle Wiggins.
I'm a pony. Don't you feel like a pony?
And you ask if I can be trusted? And so the question at hand is your name really Kyle or is it Ryan? By Jove, I think you're onto something, Mr. Wiggins. But what St. Louis really wants to know is, do you feel like a pony?
I don't know, man. I think I can answer that question pretty clearly. The answer is no. I don't feel like a pony. I will tell you a story. Did you know about the Kyle Wiggins thing?
No, this is the first. Dana, Kyle, I can't wait to tell her.
Yeah, that
Does she
really
know?
happened. Well, okay, so what happened was when you were on maternity
Sorry, I
leave
have a lot of
over the
questions.
summer, what happened was I was doing the first hour of your show and Dana was doing the second
I
two.
knew that much. I approved it.
So early, I guess right when it started, Dana cut some liners for me and saying, well, you're listening to Ryan Wiggins right now. Stick around for Dana Lash. Well, she went in the studio and I don't know if she just didn't read my name and just assumed
No,
she
I just
knew
told
it.
her it was Kyle Wiggins.
I wondered. But she
I
sent
said,
back,
yes, Steve, I'm okay with that under one condition.
she sent back some liners, and in just one of them, she said Kyle Wiggins instead of Ryan Wiggins. And I, of course, was like, oh my gosh, I'm using this.
Yeah.
So I made it into real promos for me of her endorsing Kyle Wiggins. Well, apparently that also got back to her.
Oh, yeah?
And she was like, oh, come on, give me a break just because I said the name wrong one time.
I love it.
People on Twitter notified her.
I cannot wait to put this on Twitter and tag her in it. That is so funny.
Yeah.
Well
So,
done, D.
Kyle, baby, how you feeling?
I'm
How's
feeling
the
all
room
right.
feel? Yeah.
I'm feeling all right.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. And
Chief
the people
Justice?
say?
I still think I'm going to get the people's vote, though,
Oh, really?
as far as Chief Justice.
Hey, you don't know if you feel like a pony
All
or
those
not.
votes
We
that
don't.
coming in for Chief Justice, Ryan. I think
I
you might
know.
get every one of them.
I know.
I think the
know.
pony is going to win.
I don't even know what any of this means.
Is this it's the best part? Wait, so is that the big voice
You're a
guy
can
for
of
the
soup.
stations, or is that whose voice was that?
I am the voice. Part of the time.
Because
There are
I
three
did
there are
think-
three different voices.
as you heard in there, I thought it was pretty lame that you went to big voice guy Ryan.
Okay.
And I also love thinking about big voice guy doing all of these important things and being like, and we need you to say this. I'm sure he loves it.
Yeah.
Hey, he can get the smoke too. Whatever.
I
yeah.
like it.
Smoke.
Clearly, I'm going to send this to him because
Dude,
you really took some
this
shots at
dude-
him.
Yes, I
You
did.
also really went deep into the threats of real physical violence in that.
Brian
Are
on
you talking
YouTube
about the
said,
he shot, then I shot?
I think so.
Oh.
And then the punch sound effects where you're apparently punching me.
but it ended with like Bugs Bunny music or something, so it's all fun.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, there's nothing more violent than those cartoons. Merry Melodies.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all violence.
If he punches me, I'll get mad. If he hits me over the head with an anvil, I'm like, it's
Just
just
do
funny.
your unboxing dance from before and like distract him with your
That's right.
moves.
That's
Be
right.
very, very quiet.
Right?
I'm hunting Kyle.
Kyle.
Was that planned?
Brian-
You had that joke planned.
No. Brian on YouTube says this is bringing back memories of the Notorious B.I.G. versus Tupac rap battles.
Thank you, sir.
I'm pretty sure that both Biggie and Tupac would be pretty offended by that, but I appreciate the sentiment.
I don't know. I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Brandon on Facebook said, this is my favorite thing ever. So
thank you, Brandon.
All right, let's go, Brandon.
let's go, Brandon! Brandon! All right.
So you have to respond. I'm waiting.
Oh, yeah, we are all waiting. This is never going to end.
I know.
I'm so happy.
The bar is just going to keep going up, too.
I'm so happy. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Trisha, you got a little Annie. Are you okay?
I do.
All right, we'll see how okay I am. I'm really okay with what just happened here.
I'm okay with this going out of this segment.
It's the man. Can you sing like Louis Armstrong?
No.
No. If you got to think about it, you got to think about it a little bit more. He's the greatest.
It's so nice to have you back.
Oh,
See, that was me. That was me singing.
And you're throwing your voice.
Uh-huh.
It's great. Let's go. Annie, are you okay? We can
Just like that cheerful chicken.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Fry Show.
Come on, get smart. Tune up and start to whistle while you wait.
The Mark Reardon Show.
What's Mitch for? What's he for on immigration?
We're not for open borders. We're not for the mess that you have exacerbated at the border. That one's not too tough at all.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Thomas Helbig is inviting you to his next Protecting Your Retirement educational event. A lot of you signed up after we talked to Thomas yesterday on the air because it's this Tuesday and you need to get your spot reserved. I'm going to be there and I would love the opportunity to meet you. So please consider calling and reserving your spot. And I'm going to be there around 6 o'clock. The event starts at 6:30. Mark Reardon is going to be there. Mark Cox is going to be there. And you are going to get to spend 45 minutes with Thomas Helbig learning how to make sure your retirement is protected. If you're 55 or older and you are nearing that time in your life that you want to let the money that you've saved and sacrificed start working for you, you got to make sure it's protected. And that's why he has the Protecting Your Retirement educational event. Tuesday, January 25th at 6:30 p.m. at the Frontenac Hilton. You got to call this number to reserve. 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494. You can register online at retirementkey.com.
After 36 years, Ambassador has floored over 15,000 homes for St. Louis's top home builders.
Midwest has floored St. Louis homes and businesses for over 82 years.
Together, Ambassador Midwest Floor offers you more experience with over 100 master craftsman installers.
Refresh your home. Choose Ambassador Midwest Floor.
See the largest selection of Mohawk, Karastan, and other name brands.
And save $500 off select Mohawk and Karastan floor styles.
Get the finest installation and experience more at Ambassador
Midwest Floor.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 52 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Bringing you up-to-the-minute traffic like nobody else. Sue Thomas and dependable traffic, driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Any Fry Show.
Who knows how long I've loved you? Everywhere I go, people stop.
I almost just opened my mouth to clear my throat. It's
Open your
definitely
mouth or your mic.
Your mic. Did I
Oh,
say my mouth?
yeah.
Well, I definitely opened my mouth to clear my throat. Well, you don't have to.
That's okay. I do it all the time.
Before we get to Annie, are you okay? This FBI or this Fox News alert right now in the Gabby Petito case. FBI closing investigation into disappearance and death of the 22-year-old. Petito's family was in Florida on Thursday morning, roughly 4 months after their daughter was found strangled to death in Wyoming. An attorney representing Laundrie's family said that they reached an agreement about how the couple's property, including a notebook found with his remains, will be distributed. The notebook contained, quote, written statements by Mr. Laundrie claiming responsibilities for Mr. Petito's death.
Oh, wow. That's a turn.
That is, I think, very much so. If I were Gabby's parents, would be a resolution that even though
yeah,
you feel like
Now you know.
Yeah. So interesting. I wanted to bring that into this very serious 2:00 hour that we're doing. If you missed the last segment, you need to go back on the podcast, or you can go to the Odyssey app and rewind and hear D to the C, who's in here with us right now, his response to Ryan Wiggins' campaign for Chief Justice.
Yeah, I have a
Last week.
feeling that my response is just going to be me doubling down on trying to win Supreme Court justice. Really won't have anything to
Not
do with
just
D to the
Supreme
C.
Court Justice, Chief Justice.
Chief Justice
You
of the
want to
Supreme
take
Court.
over the unelected body of government and be in charge of it.
Would we be worse off? I don't think so. And I think I've made my point. And I think I will continue to make that point. And again, it will have nothing to do with D to the C.
Let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm reading the
And now it's time to play Is Annie Okay With This?
I had my hand in the air pointing at Brad to run it, and you were looking
kept
at your
talking.
computer, and I'm like,
Well, I was reading the Petito stuff.
oh, well, I'm glad I piqued your
Yeah,
interest.
thank you.
More in the internet than the show that you're currently
Yeah.
on. All right.
All right.
Trisha.
All right. 4-day work week pilot to launch in the UK with at least 30 companies taking part. The UK is part of a 4-day work week program that's going to begin in June with 30 companies taking part. There's a not-for-profit called 4-Day Week Global that's pushing this. Similar programs are set to take part in the United States and Ireland, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Annie, are you okay with 4-day work weeks?
If it were just about me, yeah. You have to have a school schedule that accommodates that. What am I going to do with my kids?
I don't know. What are you going to do with them?
Well, I mean, if you have a 4-day work week, are your kids gonna not necessarily be in school?
I think that you still have you just have an extra day off.
Well, but what about teachers? They would have a 4-day work week.
Yeah.
Lord
that's
knows
true.
if the teachers have to work 5 days and everybody else has to work 4, we're going to hear about it. And by we, I mean the 3 people in this room who are married to teachers. You're not married to a teacher, are you? You know, you're married to a nurse.
Right.
Saving lives.
What about the shift to 4 days of productivity as a society versus 5?
Based on this show, that's pretty much how we operate.
Yeah, what is Friday anyway?
I'm not opposed to the 4-day work week. There are professions that cannot function in that capacity. And if you're working 4 days and your kids are off of school for an additional day that you're working, that doesn't work.
Right.
That's not a functional.
I'll take you a step further and say, why not a 3-day work week?
Because
it's a slippery slope.
The company
Slippery
is called 4-Day Week Global.
Well, maybe they need
and
to
they
change
have
their
to
name.
change their name.
Yeah,
I'm Rand Wiggins.
Jackie on YouTube. Okay,
Supreme
Kyle.
Court Justice.
Jackie on YouTube says
Chief
some
Justice.
schools want to go to 4 days too. Schools going to 4 days and society not going to 4 days is also a problem. I don't know, Dee, what do you think?
Whoever thought that idea was crazy.
Yeah, I think we need more productivity, not less. But
Yeah.
or maybe we just need more people being productive as opposed to changing the schedule.
I think it
That should
depends
be
on
a
the
word
job.
everybody should use in school. Productive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends on the industry, because some industries have moved toward this and they say their workers actually get more done in the 4 days.
Mhm.
But there are so many industries. It's not even possible
Yeah.
for you to do that.
I'm going to say no, not with 4-day work.
Okay. The holiday classic A Christmas Story is getting a sequel. Nearly 40 years after it debuted, the holiday classic movie A Christmas Story is finally getting a sequel, with the original star Peter Billingsley set to reprise his role as Ralphie. The box office failure when it premiered in 1983. It became a beloved holiday favorite. Annie, are you okay with the trend of reviving classics, or what the new Scream movie refers to as requels?
It's Annie, are you okay? Not Brad, are you okay? Do you see how emphatic? He's closing his eyes and emphatically.
That's why I'm just shaking my head.
Go ahead.
No, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it at all.
I wish we had new ideas. I thought you were going to ask me about A Christmas Story, and I don't know if this is unpopular in here, but I've never seen A Christmas Story.
Oh, man.
I don't like A Christmas Story, for what it's worth.
Which is worse?
But a lot of people do.
I just have seen the highlights.
You've
I
never
haven't
seen
the whole
it?
thing.
It's worse that you've never
seen
seen
A
it.
Christmas Story either?
Yeah.
Brad hasn't either.
Not interested in seeing the whole thing. I've seen all the funny parts online. I'm good to go.
It's not like I haven't had the opportunity, because it's like literally aired all day on Christmas.
I'm going to send you home with your own personal bean pie so you can cuddle up and watch.
I still didn't watch Christmas Vacation
or the Christmas sequel, A Christmas Story Christmas.
Wait until the summer and just
coming out
binge
on
them.
HBO Max.
Binge all the Christmas movies. Put yourself in a good mood.
6 months out.
Yep.
Get in the holiday spirit.
Do it.
See, I knew you hadn't seen Christmas Vacation. I didn't know you hadn't seen A Christmas
I
Story.
really meant
also.
to watch that this Christmas. It just never happened. Christmas Vacation, not Christmas Story. I just don't
care.
I don't care.
I get it.
I get all the things, the lamp, the tongue on the pole.
Yeah, that movie
the
is
BB
just,
gun.
there really is not much of a plot. I've said this before. It's just a bunch of scenes that are strung together.
Yeah, you've said that before. I've heard you say
And that's okay. It worked for that movie. It doesn't usually work, but it did for that
Well, the
one.
question
box office.
was
Yeah.
a good question, and it wasn't about A Christmas Story. And about reviving old classics, no, I just kind of think, I mean, if Scream isn't a redo of the original story, is it a furtherance of the
That's
story?
why they call it a requel. It is a furtherance of the story following a very similar plot line to the first Scream and mixing in the original cast.
I'm not so opposed to that. That's just basically playing on nostalgia, and I like nostalgia. I they're the things that I like and am okay revisiting them. It's never as good revisiting as the initial love or passion that you had for something, that feeling that it gets you. But I don't know. I don't feel like everything has to be remade for modern times, because it's just not as good.
Yeah, I'd watch it, but Peter Billingsley, it's interesting. It doesn't surprise me that he's doing this. You know what he does for a living now? Just produces Christmas movies.
Yeah.
That's all he does. He did Elf, actually.
I love Elf.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot. So I think my answer is no, it's not necessary.
Alrighty. A federal judge rules Gruyere cheese does not have to come from the Gruyere region of Europe.
It's like just eggs.
I am not okay with this.
A consortium.
If it's a Gruyere, then it's
You
going
don't
to
have
be
to
a
be
Gruyere.
highbrow about
That's
everything, Ryan.
basically what the Swiss and French cheesemakers said, that it is very specific to a region. They took it to a court.
This is Ryan having the same affirmative emphasis as Brad had negative emphasis.
U.S.
before.
District Court in Virginia ruled that it is not necessarily trademarkable. They said that American consumers understand the name to be generic, applying to cheeses of any certain style, regardless of their place of origin. This falls under the champagne kind of thing. Like, you're not allowed to call champagne
Unless it's from Champagne, Urbana.
Right. Do we care? Annie, are you okay with this ruling, or should there be a distinction in your cheeses?
Okay, let's go to the chef in the room. D to the C. What has Gruyere cheese in it? What is Gruyere cheese?
I'm sorry. I'm at a cultural standby right now because I'm trying to figure out what Gruyere means.
I know, I've heard of it. You ever go to a restaurant and it's, maybe a little bit above my pay grade and it's not English, and you're like Googling French words
just to make sure it's not something really gross.
What has chicken and cheese? Do you have a cheeseburger? Simple
chicken and cheese.
I don't know.
Chicken cordon bleu.
Let me know the simple things. I don't want, but then sometimes there's fancy stuff and you never know until you try it. But it's hard to know if it's not a language you speak.
So is this just another name for Swiss cheese?
It's like a mild. It's like a mild white cheese.
Faybrook says French onion soup. I like French onion soup. Does it have Gruyere cheese in it?
I don't know, or just cheese.
Apparently it's supposed
like
to.
Gruyere.
I think we switched it to mozzarella.
Well, yeah, let's just pretend it's a cheese we know. So Provel and
Okay.
what?
What if that was from the Provel region and they were marketing it as Provel cheese and it wasn't actually made in Provel, it was made in Belleville? Would you be
Maybe
okay
it just
with
needs
that?
to have a disclaimer, like really small fine print on it for the people who actually care about these things to read. But no, I don't care. Just like cheese.
What Annie means to say is that when she's eating foie gras
Ew.
and she's having a lambic framboise with it,
What did
it's
you Google?
better be
What did you
Gruyere.
Google search in order to say those things?
Nothing.
What are you
Off
reading?
the top of my head, I'm still reading about the potato case.
Oh gosh. Are you okay with that?
No.
Are you okay with the cheese thing?
He's not even listening. He doesn't even know what you're talking about.
I don't actually.
Am I right or
either.
am I wrong?
I just wanted to say French words.
Did you Google them?
Mm-hmm.
Did you just Google French words?
No.
All right. A Maryland man was found dead inside his home
didn't
with
you?
more than 100 snakes.
Oh no.
Uh,
Sounds like a bad situation.
Charles County, Maryland Sheriff's Office responded to a call at the home of this man. They found him dead on the floor. No signs of foul play, but they did find 100 snakes, both venomous and non-venomous. Snakes appeared to be well taken care of, but it is illegal to own
Even feed
venomous
them.
Good.
snakes. Are you okay with somebody having this many animals of any kind?
No.
Okay. And
As long as they're taken care of, well. If you have a billion snakes,
Why was he found dead?
natural causes, maybe. I don't know. Heart attack. He just happened to have hundreds of snakes.
So the snakes and the death are not related.
Not related. No. Somebody called it in and said this guy's not responding.
he's got all
Somebody
these
go
weird
check on him.
bites all over him, and
And when they
something
got
looks like it
there-
strangled him and
Your
sucked all the air
neighbor,
out of
your
him. but-
neighbor, you haven't seen your neighbor in a long time. Someone calls and says, "Hey, will you go check on my uncle? Haven't heard from
whose
him."
house is full of snakes.
And you go in there and then you realize, because you've never been in there for the first time, you realize he has hundreds of snakes in there. Are you looking for him?
Depends on how he's keeping the snakes.
Heck no, I'm
If
not
they're-
going in there and
Yeah,
looking for
no,
him.
thank
If
you.
they're in
People you
little
can call for that.
aquarium things and they're separate, then yes. If he's trying to keep them in cages, then no.
Who puts snakes in cages?
That's my point.
Are you okay with it? You said no,
It'd
right?
be all over the house.
D, you're saying nah,
I'm not even going to the door.
no.
Sorry. Hey, catch you on the other side, brother.
Okay, I got one last one that's quick.
He's toast. Leave him alone.
My friend's house is full of snakes. Can you-
All right, the DeSantis campaign is selling Fauci flip-flops, urging him to pound sand.
Oh wow,
Annie, are you okay with the DeSantis
What?
campaign
Yes.
telling Fauci to pound sand?
that's a wonderful usage of flip flops and sand because you're in Florida and beaches. And let's go to Florida now. I surmise. Flip flop on the beach.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna buy those. That's such a gimmick.
What if I buy them for you?
I'd wear them. They're free.
I know.
He does enjoy the
He'd
beach
wear-
and scooters.
And
Yeah.
free things.
As
If
you
it's
know.
free or cheap, he's game.
Yeah, let's raise the roof, you guys. Remember that quote that I used twice in that piece? I didn't have time to do another one. Use the
almost
same one
over.
twice.
And the pony strikes again.
Yeah, D through down. We'll hear from Ryan whenever he gets around to it, which is really how those things go, right?
Yeah.
And that's just what kind of characteristic you want in your Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Margaret and Joe coming up next. Don't go away.
I'm not America's sweetheart. So be
Hi, it's Michael Mohan at Community Mortgage. As we go into a new year, it is a great time to get started on a new home loan. If you've been thinking about a cash out refinance to pay off debt or update your home, act now while equity is at an all-time high and interest rates are still at historic lows. Maybe it's the year that you're going to reduce your term or get rid of the dreaded PMI. Perhaps this is the year that you buy a new home. Call me now so you can shop with confidence. When you call, there will be no gimmicks or a sales pitch, just straightforward, upfront information on refinancing and home buying options. So call me today, 314-336-6050, 314-336-6050, or online at communitymortgagestl.com.
Community Mortgage LLC 224143 NMLS 250353.
How about starting the new year off with a new coat of paint from CertaPro Painters? This is Mark Reardon, and I've trusted the experts at CertaPro